Yep, and I'm Mocha.
And we are about to get started. I believe we have Wish and Sierra on stream, if I
I think
remember
so,
correctly.
yeah.
Wish, coming out here from Chicago, one of the representatives of our scene back there. Started off the game playing History, is now playing some Noel. I know switches between the two bit, and also just made top 8 for Under Night as well. Shoutouts to the greater FPAN community, as we're both
Yep.
here also repping other French bread games on the
Oh,
stream
yeah.
today.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's, I know Wish frequently talks about, he's like, type Lumina, I just kind of show up and play the game. I don't grind that game. I don't practice that hard. It seems like a lot of people who play Lumina nowadays are going on about that, which I'm all for, like, I get to watch.
Yeah.
Are they mid-gaming? Is this real? We
Right,
hear?
well, I think it's also a good sign of a good game as well. When someone can come in with good general fighting game abilities and still perform well. It looks like we are already into the match with Sarah. I don't think the score is 3-1 already, but Sarah on the Dan and
Yeah, they're
Wish
fixing it.
is on Hisui. Starting off with the classic main. No left-right setup. Wish manages to backdash out of there.
Yep, getting that Isui, a lot of corner carry, able to set up Oki with the bento probably, right?
Yep.
Or afterwards.
And are we going to see a left-right or the high-low? Left-right, and tries to backdash out. Got caught, but did not manage to convert.
Yep, able to backdash out of there. Oh, it's just a little bit, but not actually hit.
Trap
Alright.
activation, but Wish manages to block the double overhead.
Yep. Big
Shield Wars! The infamous, but Wish just with the patient option, not playing the shield game, and gets the punish to close out the first round.
Sometimes you lose the RPS, it's the power of shield. Let's
you
go.
do, yes.
Alright.
Lumina Classic. And
Hisui
Wish
wins
with
that round
another
start.
explosive start.
Yep.
There's Bento and air throw Oki. High low, where are you going? Blocks the low. Side switch shield counter, manages to take the corner from that.
Yep. Still didn't learn a lot of solid pressure. Goes for a throw. Just kind of slowly chipping away at Wish, hoping to get some respect from the pressure. Wish doesn't want to match something to get blown up for a Havard.
Yeah, I like the MTI AD there, sometimes used to bait out a shield. Almost similar to the way sometimes jump inside is an Under Night, right?
Yep. Very similar.
There we go with the air throw ender. No trap setup though. And Sarah just catching Wish on the landing there. Not really able to get an Oki setup going.
Yeah, Wish with a huge air counter hit, but not able to confirm off of it. But getting the pressure and the Oki going is huge. Lumina offense very strong, but shield sometimes even stronger.
Yep.
Sarah able to end up coming up with some projectiles, hitting Wish, and getting a lot stronger to start. But
The hell of a shield into the air counter. But Wish getting caught by the retreating spears. Dan is so
whoa.
crafty with that, the way she's able to bring down the spears from so far away.
yeah, a lot of good screen control over the place. It's very easy to kind of forget where you are and then try to jump in or get hit. It's
Definitely.
Dan's all over the place.
Bento Oki, and wow, the backwards hitting DP catching Wish's Oki option there.
Man, it looks like they added that in on purpose to catch like the jump over. They're like, no jumping over Noel.
I think so. They heard people are complaining about the left rights. And well, with another super, but whiffs and catches the landing anyways. It's going to be one more touch after this. I don't think this will quite be enough to kill.
The classic safe drop into Messy Guessy with that
But
super.
he's fix.
Moondrive, Moondrive.
The reaction Moondrive, great way to just responsibly check out your opponent's options.
Some of the Dust Cloud Oki, but or not Oki, but doing pressure, pushing through, and smoke.
Catches the attempt to take your turn, and Wish just with the quick burst option of the Moon skill late on. Moondrive is one of those polarizing mechanics that people talked about when this game came out, being like very strong, like chain shift can be, and Under Night as well. But one thing that you guys don't have in that game is you can't reaction chain shift.
Yeah, both players having access to chain shift on its own independent meter is like crazy. Change it back and forth. You never want to be the first person to Moondrive in this game, it looks like. 'Cause the opponent lets react back, and now it's their turn again.
Definitely, and even if you don't necessarily win the interaction, we did get to see the patience scouting from Wish win that one, and also the patience on defense as Wish manages to win his turn back off Sarah's offense.
Yep, jabs the dash in, and then afterwards, good combo, corner.
Patient
Push
there.
blocking. Oh, there's the
Probably
match.
trying to scout out a shield or a mash there, and just getting caught out of the air, not converting the straight hit though.
Yeah, very stressful getting brought down from the sky like that, blocking our normals.
Yep.
It's like, they might land and get an air blockable, do some crazy stuff.
As Sarah has so often chosen to use the trap detonation as a way to maintain plus frames, but I wonder if the lack of meter is going to come back to bite her for that. We'll have to see. As Wish gets to start offense now, and you have no resource to get out, but does manages to avoid the dust cloud pressure.
Yeah, very, very low resource from both opponents still. Sarah going up to 1 bar. Oh, overheads. Some messy guessies, high lows, back and forth with the instant air dashes. So
Yep.
some standard Melty pressure.
And standard safe jump. Wish still patiently blocking the zoning. Wish has been chipped away with a bit, but the zoning has not really paid off too much in dividends for Sarah quite yet.
Yeah, it's definitely on Wish to get in with 17 seconds left and the life lead Sarah has. They're just trying to stall as long as possible.
Huge life lead. The reaction moon drive and the shield counter here. This is definitely a big starter opportunity.
Maybe like Wish heats at the end of it or something and is able to get some help and stop it.
Nope, just gets the left, right!
Oh my gosh! This is huge!
And that was enough to win the round off the timeout! Wish turning that one around at the literal last second.
Wish definitely an Under Night player, winning via timeout.
That's a French Bird classic at this point. Melty Blood also game. You know, when game where you're able to heal, it goes to timeout a lot more than you think.
Yep.
But Hisui corner carry is also here to play. Not trying to let this one go to timeout. Ooh, he's trying to spend more meter for a little bit more damage. Not quite getting the pickup though.
Yeah, after this air tech, they just kind of fell to the ground and it was Hisui's turn again.
And the chair is in your face.
Yeah, a lot of the pressure from Wish so far has been very scary, right? Just that Hisui mixy, the left-right afterwards. It's just you gotta gamble almost. It feels like to get out, you know, with some shield or some some of the other reversal options in the game. Very strong.
Speaking of shield, the air shield counter. As a current code player, seeing air shield scares me every time.
Street Fighter.
Zoning also Street Fighter?
Everything is Street Fighter. This game's so crazy.
As a wise man once said, this game is quite like Street Fighter 6, and the reset
that dropped the
down
reset,
the super.
Wish just didn't block. Oh my gosh, that was a lot of extra damage.
That's a big lead for Sarah here now.
All right, this is very stressful. It's like just giant projectile sitting on top of you, Dan. Do whatever she does. Ooh.
And the moon skill DP is jump cancelable, and Sarah turning that situation around manages to close out the round.
Yeah, the threat of throw is so dangerous that you have no health. You know, you can't just choose to take the throw. Oh my gosh.
Right. But Wish, you know, going down around does have the extra bar to potentially gain here, and Sarah's already down a few bars.
Definitely way up on resources overall, which is always love going into the third round with more resources.
Sarah does have the advantage, but here it is. They're spent on the 3-bar heat.
Very stressful pressure. And he
holding a lot of pressure, and the double air dash in didn't confirm the first one. We get to try again.
The double overhead, it's like, oh, the first one actually hit? What the heck? I didn't think I'd get this far.
That's a Melty Blood special. It happens way more often.
Yeah, it happens to me all the time. It's always like, that's me.
Yep. Moon drive on the trap setup. Defensive reaction here.
Oh,
just patience against the traps. Manages to catch the jump in attempt from Sarah. And dodges the heat!
just jumped straight up. Wasn't able to punish or anything. That looked very stressful to just jump on.
Yeah, so heats don't really have big vertical hitboxes. So a lot of times if you're in the air above a heat, there's a pretty good chance you'll avoid it. And Sarah managing to dodge the heat and close out that round here. We are seeing return to character select though. I wonder if Wish is maybe considering going to the Noel? Or maybe just a change in BGM? It looks like a change in BGM.
Wish thinking about Melty Blood.
We get to see Wish's face here as he gets to think about it, and Sarah also a little bit of stress. It is a tight set here to advance into winners finals.
Yeah, I think Sarah's been doing a much better job about playing that longer range Dan game for zoning. It was like after the one timeout round, they're like, okay, wait, if I just do this in future games, you know, I could like keep that life lead better and be able to, you know, better put it right.
Right, the Melty Blood fundamental of just not committing when you don't have to. Holding that space when you can, and again, just keeping just out of range of Wish's anti-air and getting the tag for this big starter in the corner.
Yep. Very, very bad spot to be in, holding this Dan pressure.
Trap plus frames. Wish just patiently holding down back here, but gets tagged by the traps.
Yeah, picked the wrong time to mash out, and then,
but that time correct. Ooh. And the raw pot hit.
Yeah.
But does get caught.
Even if they got going again, it might have been like a bad choice to try to heat to get a bunch of health, right? It depends on how you're trying to strategize for it, but it's a lot of resources to spend when you can just go next round.
Don't need to spend resources to hit that charged table though. Wish huge starter into super. It's gonna be a lot of damage and good Oki here. And the backwards hitting DP again coming in clutch for Sarah.
Oh my gosh, the mash.
Just the wake up mash. Sarah maybe not expecting the hit and didn't quite get the right Oki setup for that situation.
Yeah, Wish taking advantage of it, hit the buttons. Now Sarah having to hold on
Hard
to this.
knockdown and Shield Wars, not quite. We just get the shield counter winning out.
Yeah, huge win to still be out of the corner to be able to put Wish in it and having to run the Zoki, so.
Right. And the chairs!
That chair goes crazy. That chair, I don't know about that chair move. I remember when I played Hisui when the game came out, and I was like, ooh, chair. Like, ooh, chair's crazy.
That's how you know Hisui is a real Tsukihime character. This chair, this chair, this chair, this chair. But for now, it's this table, which converting the air combo into corner Oki.
Alright.
Sarah does have full resources, and we see the reaction Moondrive. Are we going to see heat? And there it is! Wish watching for the heat, just out of range, and with the Moondrive, Moon skill started punish.
Yeah, I saw the dust cloud come out, and I thought, oh, they're doing the dust cloud for the pressure, and then maybe Sarah thought that same thing and did the heat to get out, but it was just regular dust, and they blocked. Oh my gosh, which is crazy.
Last Chicago logo, Wish, I was watching Wish bait out the heats in the same way with Hisui. Wish is so good at. A lot of people know Hisui for being so aggro, just like she was to close out that set for Wish. But with the patience as well, standing just far enough to get the right baits and close out the set. Wish taking that one 2-1.
That last round just really ran away from it. Just every interaction was like, oh, that was so tragic, and then it's like half your health gone. It's like, oh my gosh,
Absolutely.
very stressful to work through. And just snap. That's Melty Blood, fast game. You can just get taken out.
Yeah, but you know, great stuff from Sarah, and that was winner's side, so we will be seeing her again later on the loser side of bracket. But for now, congrats to Wish for advancing to winners finals, and I believe we are getting another winners semis match coming up soon. Some of the players in this bracket, though, they are on Marvel as well, so there's going to be a little bit of back and forth between those. Marvel, another very movement-oriented game. Right.
Yeah, maybe we'll see some losers matches before the winners matches. That's however they decide to set it up. But yeah, there's people aren't doing a lot of events today. There's a lot going on. So
definitely, and yeah, that's been one of the exciting things about this event, right? We just saw you play Under Night over in one of the other streams for this event. Shout out to Cap City Chaos for having 3 community streams.
Very nice.
Top 8 will be tomorrow as well, right before Current Code Top 8, and we have both Melty Bloods represented as well as the 3 biggest French play games here, right?
Yep. It's there's a strong French presence in the Midwest. You know, it's crazy how I remember. A few months ago, we had a Toledo local where it's like 23 entrants for Under Night and like a local in Toledo. This is sick. You know, same thing with Melty Blood, Code Current. Like it's a lot of French red gamers around here.
Definitely, and you know, a lot of parts of the Midwest represented here. I'm out here from Chicago. Mocha as well from Michigan. Right? We just had Wish also repping Chicago, and over in the Under Night side, we had a couple players from Louisville, more Michigan. Right, and there's going to be even more Midwest French red action coming up. Cap City Chaos is an event abbreviated as CCC, but we also have Cream City Convergence, another one coming up in Milwaukee next month. I believe in September is also going to have some Under Night as well, and there's going to be Roundhouse with Under Night and also Lumina, I believe.
Yep. Roundhouse should have should have Uni and Lumina as well. Yeah.
Right. So we will get to see more Lumina action coming to the Midwest in the near future. But for now, I believe we are finishing up, figuring out our next winners match over here. But aside from French Bread, we also have Capcom represented here as well. As we mentioned, Marvel Top 8 is also going on right now at this event, right?
Yep. There's we have Marvel, we have Marvel, Street Fighter 6. There's a lot of Arc System, you know, like the anime games, right? We have Exard and Strive. I don't know if there's Plus R. I don't think there's any Plus R, but
I don't think there's Plus R this weekend, unfortunately. Yes,
yeah,
but still a lot of great representation for a lot of different games out here.
I know some people playing Plus R, so we still got Plus R people playing it. You know, the people love Plus R.
Yeah, definitely. And the people also love French Bread here. As we said, there's so many scenes represented. We are about to get Cool Calm Sam against Mecha Alex up here on the stream. Sam coming from Indiana, and Mecha Alex coming from another part of Ohio in Cleveland. Shoutouts to Yig, who brought a big crew out here. They enter a bunch of games. They run a great ship out there with a bunch of French Bread as well as other anime and fighting games as well. Known for running Marvel as well. Ocean and Mecha Alex both competing in that game here this weekend. Just so much of a scene represented here, right?
Yeah, Yig is definitely one of the scenes where when I'm playing a game I don't usually enter or play a lot, and I see the Yig tag, I'm like, here we go. Like, it's time. I'm trying to, I'm playing like Exard, and I see like Yig, Atari. I'm like, Atari's going to cook me, dude. It's over.
Right.
I know Atari's going to destroy me.
They got a tight scene out there. They grind.
Yep. It's a lot of very good players there. For anything they run, it's like, wow, these people are great at this game.
Definitely. I mean, Midwest is just a strong scene overall as well, right? We mentioned Yig coming out here from Cleveland. As you brought up with Toledo earlier, Toledo runs a lot of these games at their local as well, and we're out here in Columbus, so we got the convergence of 3 parts of the Midwest scene. Sam also a Toledo locals goer as well.
Yep. Big Toledo locals. I had the on the other stream earlier. I brought up my phone for like the Toledo locals ad. It's just like start.gg/smth suite. Always got to be showing Toledo. On my
Yes.
Toledo shirt tomorrow. Today it's just like the Jusichi bracket shirt they have.
Okay. Yeah, and also shout out to OhioFGC.com.
That's
if you
huge.
don't know if you have a local by you, please find out. There's websites for a lot of states right now. We also have IllinoisFGC.com going as well. There's a lot of locals out there. Playing offline is a great time. Go support your locals.
Yep, I know for sure Michigan has it. It's really kind of like the Midwest, and it's just spreading out from there. So over time, maybe we'll get to all 50 states. But for now, it's like I know for sure a lot of the Midwest states have their own state name, FGC.com. So
Definitely, and there's locals in a lot of scenes, right? There's pretty good coverage for a lot of the major cities in the area, and also with the community is willing to travel to different parts of the Midwest. Sometimes you can find carpools too.
yep. It's definitely more and more events are coming through. So it's been very good as we've kind of gotten to more of the phase of things opening back up and more locals starting and or regionals getting brought back up and everything. So it's nice to see this new resurgence of events everywhere.
Definitely, especially events where we get to see a lot of games and a lot of areas represented as well.
Yep.
And I believe we are hearing the character select as they are getting ready for bracket.
They both look prepared or they're like ready to go. I don't know.
Yeah, it may seem a little bit chaotic, but hey, we are in Cap City Chaos. But we're ready for the chaos. It's been a crazy day, but these tournaments are running.
Yep. That's I'm just ready. I come on the mic for Lumina. I'm like, it's time for Cap. I'm just gonna say a bunch of stuff. I don't play this game that much. I played it in released, but like I can talk about it, so I'm ready.
It happens.
know.
I mean, we're all French-bred players, right? A lot of French-bred players call ourselves French-bred players because the games share enough in common that there's a lot of things that we can resonate with when watching other games and even meshing around with them as well, right?
Yep, 100%.
Even as a turncoat player, primarily myself, watching Lumina, I know the games are pretty different overall, but just getting to see people appreciating the multi-blend series and the presence of movement in this game has definitely been a good time.
Yeah, I'm unsure if they're hand warmers or if they're gaming right now.
That is a good question. It does look like they might be starting. I'm seeing CL keys thrown around.
Oh, they're pausing, so I think that they're hand warming.
Yes.
Because I see Ushi and CL, and I thought Sam played Alco, but I could not be up to date on the Sam characters.
Who knows? I mean, the DLC characters are free. There's a lot of love for them as well.
Yep. Oh.
Fate Fighter has really made its presence in this game.
Oh, dude, Saber.
The Fate character herself.
I didn't believe the leaks for forever. I was like, Cap, there's no way. There's no Saber. I almost like didn't want to believe it was true. I'm like, don't say it ain't so.
Such a popular character, it's like so hard to tell if it's the truth or not when you first hear about it.
Yeah.
It looks like we are getting a Saber out here from coolcalmsam and then Mario for McAlex.
Mario or Saber and Player 2 Mario, Luigi even. I'm prepared.
Who would have thought that in 2023, Saber versus Mario would be a matchup in a fighting game in real life?
It's crazy.
This is a real game. You can say Saber is fighting Mario.
It's
We can just pretend the rest of this game doesn't exist. But Mario
There's been like
himself
3
might
hits.
not
Oh my god, this is just an
exist.
explosion. This is just back to back. I'm like, oh my
That's
gosh.
done.
Yeah,
That's
that was
done.
3 touches. That was guess. You're dead. It's over.
The combo didn't even need to finish before McAlex just died there.
Dang. Saber's cooking.
coolcalmsam with a fast round 1 here.
Alright, the puppets put in work. Oh my gosh, the
McAlex
kicks.
with a full screen conversion. Spending the bar, but we are in there.
Yeah, I know McAlex also plays Chaos and Uni, so they're a puppet expert. They always be thinking about puppets.
Definitely, they're very accustomed to trying to use their puppet to both control the screen and also get these full screen conversions. And shielding here, maybe looking out for a DP or something, but Sam too ready for it. Takes a passive approach and gets the safe heat in the combo. Super jumping over the nun.
Oh, Excalibur at the end, huge damage. This is definitely one guess and die. Oh, the throw, you can miss that guess. That's okay, you can take it.
Now it's one more, and there it is. Sam just tagging the toes.
Yeah.
Taking the first game over McAlex.
This is very, very dominating first game from Sam. Huge Saber.
Yeah, he's made pretty fast work of it. That dive kick's also plus on block. Props to McAlex for not pressing on that.
Yeah, McAlex using some meter to be able to get much longer combo, and get the corner carry, start a turn of pressure against Sam.
Definitely, and the shield on the heat. I'm surprised there was fast enough recovery to cover that.
Yeah, very good banning out the defensive option from Sam. Tragic little drop, but gets the next interaction, which is still huge. You still get one solid hit and it can kill.
Yeah, the air dash over the sweep looking a little bit like Under Knight here.
Oh, all right, a throw.
And there's that puppet pressure. It's so crazy watching Mecha Alex do that in this game after literally watching him do the exact same kind of sequences from Chaos.
Yep.
The sandwich pressure with the puppet. You really just don't know when you're going to get hit from which side.
That's a good archetype.
Definitely is. But so is a solid character like Saber and coolcalmsam with the safe jump here.
Big shield,
Lumina
side switch. Yep, it's so you lose one interaction in an anime game like this, you get back throw and you get the 2A mash and the side switch. It's so back and forth, you know. It's like, all right, side switch at the end.
Yep. As are Clash interactions. Honestly, when I see Clash, it's like anyone's game at that point.
Yep.
And it might be soon. Mecha Alex, after the perfect, is already responding in kind. Really strong start here. But Sam with the heat trying to even this game back up.
Yeah, these are some very huge, the Saber heat combos have been gigantic. Like last time as well that Sam ended up hitting with a heat. There was a huge combo afterwards with Excalibur, so.
And the empty jump throw, closing it out after the super. coolcalmsam on set point here.
Yeah, it seems like they've picked a lot of very good choices or spots to gamble, where if the gamble succeeds, like, okay, this will kill. Like, if I heat here and I am able to get a heat afterwards, I'll just die. So it's been very good decision-making on when to pick those spots to heat and when to, you know, be aggressive on defense.
Right. And similarly, when to press on defense as well. As coolcalmsam manages to find the out-of-gear corner carry against Mecha Alex here.
Yeah, was able to mash out, I believe, doing a Mecha Alex air dash in, and then 4K side to side or coast to coast.
Safe jump, rebeat pressure from coolcalmsam. No, not the full conversion after the Clash interaction. I don't think either of them knew what was going to happen there. Nor did they know that was going to kill, but Mecha Alex with the right response tags Sam with the overhead and wins the corner back. Oh, the shield. Lumina shield wars, the Clash of the Piece.
Yeah, this is going to get really bad for Sam. I think if there's a safe heat here for Alex afterwards, you know, the health difference. Oh, he doesn't need it.
Quick walk-up throw and just gets tagged on wake-up like that.
Yeah, it seemed like there was a delay from Alex as well in that meaty. I swear I saw Saber walk forward, he better do something else before the hit and the counter hit animation. I could be wrong.
Yeah, no, I think so too. It's Mecha Alex with a little bit of a shimmy there, just slowly stepping back.
Yeah. There was a bit of a delay. They didn't immediately meaty. You know, maybe there was some OS that caught out with that. I'm not entirely aware of all of the OSs in this game, but I know the Under Knight ones. So I know the delay meaty is pretty good sometimes.
I'm not too sure how many OSs we're going to see, as both of these players I know are primarily current players when it comes to Melty. So there might be a little bit of wires getting crossed here on offense and defense, but no wires getting crossed here, only wires around Saber's neck as Alex pushes coolcalmsam to the corner.
Yeah, huge Mario hits. This is just, there were like 2 interactions, one, bam, 2/3 of your life are gone. It's so cut.
Already in Moondrive too.
Yeah, a little drop from Alex, and then Sam continuing to hold up to get a hit afterwards. Oh, it dropped from Sam back, and then Alex mashes out.
Responding in return with this combo. Not going to be enough to kill, but one more tap for the throw. Wakes up with the 2B!
Huge hit. Oh, was that a drop, or was that a safe heat? I don't know what happened to her, but it looks kind of sick.
I don't think the players know what happened there either, with the puppet tagging after the heat, and the far shield not quite baiting the heat. It's a mystery to everyone here. Wake up heat from Mecha Alex, getting some of the health back to get the life lead. Will it kill? Super Sven will definitely close it out.
Right, that was definitely a very huge scramble there.
Definitely, but you know, Mecha Alex, if you're already in heat, might as well cash out. And on set point now, the counter hits start.
Oh my gosh, didn't even want to deal with the, like, I'm just going to stand tag. I don't need to deal with this Chakra Moki, however this works. Get me out of here.
A little bit of a late setup, but coolcalmsam's from pressure.
It feels like in the first game or two, there was a lot of feeling each other out in offense and defense, a lot of like waiting. Whereas now it feels like one player gets momentum and they just make these hard reads on offense, and then the defending player eventually gets their hard read on defense, they can side switch and start running their offense again. It's been very polarizing recently. Yeah, it's they get a few of those good attacks, take them out.
Absolutely. Wow, already Mecha Alex catching the high jump in attempt. Getting to start his offense here. Are we going to see the Moondrive? Yes, we are. And the tech throw. Moondrive in response to the person.
The delay there, I don't know if Sam had jumped before, but it looked like the delay caught jump, like jump had already come out, so that was huge.
Definitely.
Oh my gosh, it looks so scary, all the little kicks and all the little knee thrusts just barely out of range, but get out of it.
Sam just dive kicking out of there and not trying to stay in that corner for long. Super wasn't baited, it was! And big counter hit started for Sam to take the lead here. Mecha Alex with no more meter on the table either.
That was a huge call off Alex that did not pay off, and now, oh, well, another hit. Sam might be one or two good hits away from dying now.
There's the whiff punish, but Mecha Alex just wants to get as much of that life back as possible. No punish on the whiffed shield there. I don't think it'll be enough, is it? And there it is.
That's through, yeah. That is a win for Mecha Alex. Congratulations.
Mecha Alex closing that one out over Sam. Just like you said, right? A lot of just high momentum gameplay here.
Very swingy.
Mecha Alex looks so stressed coming out of that one.
So it looks like he lost. Like he looks defeated. He's like, oh my god.
Bro's just taking a step back after finishing that combo. But great stuff to both players and a great set from Sam as well, as we'll be seeing again in losers later. But for now, I believe we will be moving on to the earlier part of the loser side of brackets. And it looks like I'm seeing Havard stand up, perhaps getting ready to play on stream.
Yeah.
A lot of characters represented so far. We get to see Fighter come out, brand new character, and Mario, new to the Type Moon franchise as a whole.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think we've had any character repeats so far, right? The four we've seen have all been unique, so that's
Right.
you always like to see stuff like that when it's not the same, like 8 characters, I remember like there was a random Tekken 7 tournament, like Evo Japan, I think, where it was 7 Leroys forever ago, or whatever crazy number.
Right, yeah, no, it's absolutely crazy. And you see some of that with some of the other modern games as well, too. I know a lot of talk with Street Fighter 6 and the jury presence as well. But here, we've gotten to see a lot of different characters, even in terms of their respect to the franchise as well, right? Mario, brand new character. Dead Apostle Noel, a new take on a new character, but
Yeah.
one that was part of the base roster, right? And then
Yep.
added as DLC. Hisui, part of the base roster, and Saber base roster, but the guest appearance from FGO as well, or Fate in general, but
Yeah, it's one of those things where it I guess it's really nice to see if you're seeing different versions of a game, but you're not seeing the same characters at the top, right? You're like, oh cool, here's Code Current, here's like Roa going around, and then you watch Lumina and you're like, oh, there's Roa again.
right. And there's a lot of character talk these days with these modern games, but definitely one of the cool things to see is just that you can come here with any character, and if
Yep.
if you're outplaying your opponent, you can get the win.
Yeah, I think most games nowadays the balance isn't ever bad enough that it's like, oh well, this match is unplayable, go next.
Definitely.
Some old games maybe you get some that are like that, or depending on it, but anything made recently or newish now, it's like they do a good enough job. There's always something you can do. You just got to get through it.
Yeah, and a lot of the talk around modern games tends to be on how they've been simplified a little bit, right?
Yeah.
With this game, you have a much simpler take on the shield system than the one in current code, where it's varied based on which moon you are, and a universal moon gauge rather than a 3 separate moons per character system. But again, one of the cool things about that, right, is you strip away a lot of the fluff of specific characters, so you make it so you can really apply any character to a given system and show what you got, right?
Yeah, I know. Like when I play Code Current, I just play FEMA, and so I don't know how some of the other moon mechanics work at all. I'm like H moon, like I don't know how your shield counter works. I don't know. Like I just can abuse Hime normals and do like some strike throw, despite
Right.
being FEMA, and just
Yep.
be like very nice.
Meanwhile, in this game, you can hop in and you just got your one shield, and it's kind of comfortable.
Yeah.
And for now, we are getting Slink and Havard walking up to the stream setup. Speaking of comfort, Slink is also a current code player. Made a top 8 in that game as well. We just saw them make top 8 for Under Night 2. Very comfortable in French bred games. And maybe we will see the CL. Slink is an FCL player in that game and does share some similarities with the CL that is in this game. Havard also on the Shiki, as he is referred to in this game since there's no distinction between the Tono and Nanaya. Has been playing this game a decent amount, does play it at the Chicago locals, and sometimes runs a bracket himself at one of the locals here. So we're going to see how the experience of a multi-game specialist like Havard does against someone who's playing also a lot of French break games as Slink. Not that Havard is any stranger to French break games as well. Making top 8 in Under Night just a second ago as well.
Yep.
Right, shoutouts to Havard. Um, but this is going to be interesting because this is kind of a classic multiplayer matchup. Characters that are also in current code and very popular at that.
Yeah. It'll definitely be interesting seeing it. It's it's so interesting seeing the different fundamental skills people have from whatever their like main other French bed game is, right? Like I can
Right.
tell. Uh, I guess it feels weird to talk about it, right? But when someone's like, "Oh, their main game's Under Night," here they're playing Lumina. I'm like, I can see that, right? And then
Right.
it's like their main game's Code Current, here they're playing Lumina. I'm like, yeah, yes, I see the Code Current in them. I can see the Melty Blood fundies.
Yeah, and we've already seen a few players who've played all the different French break games. As you mentioned that, I think one of the cool things to call on the last set we watched is one of the interactions that reminded me a lot of Under Night is you see when Sam was going for those sweeps, right? Saber swinging the sword low, and you see the quick air dash over. It definitely reminds me of like a Uni assault going over a low and just the quick jump in and conversion there.
Yep, yep. A lot of characters too in Uni have those low crush moves like Akatsuki Bitatsu.
Right,
You just are like, you do it soon enough, you just low crush. Poof,
right.
jumped right over it.
It looks like we might be seeing Havard against Havard, and now we are getting Slink on the screen. And it looks like Slink might be on the work. You see this, I feel like a decent amount of people who play multiple games in a franchise where they won't pick their main from one game in a newer version of the game because sometimes you can get your wires crossed, right?
Yeah, yeah. I would. Oof, I could not do that. Like whenever the if there's ever a new Uni game that comes out, I cannot. I'm not playing Akatsuki again. I gotta go do something else. It's
Right,
the hands. I need to be able to still play him in regular Uni because I know it'll be different in the new game, etc., etc. I've always, the same characters too much in different places. Even different moons is like too much.
definitely.
But
And
all right.
CL could definitely be one of those characters for Slink because she does have a lot of the same moves. I think pretty much all the same moves. Not quite as F Moon, but work very different from her current code counterpart. Where you will see how Slink is able to apply this character to be Havard, who's not on his classic Joker color.
Does the game still lag a little bit when Red Arc does the onion rings?
I
Yeah,
Yup, there
yeah,
it
there it
is.
is.
She's just that powerful.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah. The red arc pressure is, very scary with being able to go back to the projectiles. It's always when you have the strong offensive characters that can just choose to wait back a bit their projectile. It's like, oh my gosh, every choice I
Right.
make can be wrong.
Yep, and leveraging the system mechanics to make the projectile save that moon drive.
What? How did they? That, that was a crazy scramble.
I don't think either of them knew quite what was happening there, but the moon skill just going in for Havard here. It's still not over, even though there's a big life deficit here.
Oh,
Drops the combo, but the Lumina shield wars, Slink taking the passive response. It's always funny watching current code players engage in shield wars because shield works so fundamentally differently.
yeah. It's definitely different. But Havard, doing just some streaky rebeat pressure, being able to catch Slink trying to get out of corner. Slink picking times a little bit too early maybe. Havard
Yep.
still not bored yet, still doing the same like strings over and over.
And speaking of too early, the early fireball getting caught there as Havard's able to just air dash back and get the starter into the
My
corner.
gosh, this is so much damage.
Big damage.
4.2k, that's huge.
Yep.
Oh, Slink, all right,
Starter
picks the right
pressure,
time
but
to
Slink
jump and
jumps
gets
out.
out. Now Havard has to deal with all of the red arc pressure. Oh my
Yep.
gosh.
And the hard knockdown from work here. It's so
Oh
weird
my
seeing the
gosh.
double jump combos in this game since most of the time you save your jump for that safe jump, but work just with the hard knockdown from EX.
Yeah, there's that onion ring setup they can do. That's super good Oki, right?
Yep. And the side swap off the blocked air to air. Slink getting
Whoa.
right in there.
I don't know if that was a dropped combo on purpose or if the setup was like that looked crazy. That was really cool.
What also looked crazy is that clash interaction.
Yeah.
We are really watching Type Puma now
Ooh,
here.
the 2A counter hit.
Yep, and I don't think it's going to quite be enough to kill, but it will be a good knockdown for Slink.
Yeah. That's got to be an auto time setup.
Definitely. And just the wake up shield. No reaction though.
Oh my gosh. Full screen projectiles just barely don't reach.
S- Also
Picks his
just
time to
barely not
heat.
reaching is that jump in.
About to heat
Havard
up.
going in after the
Oh
heat.
my
And
gosh.
gets tagged!
Oh, not enough
Not
to
enough
kill.
to kill.
Oh, crosses up. Shield
Jumping back
explodes.
over. Shields may be able to block both high-low, but can't always block cross-up. Might have also been the recovery shield.
Oh, that
Oh
too
shit,
as
with
well.
a late reaction there. Havard, ooh,
Oh.
slight drop on the combo.
Yep. And Moondrive sees the shield able to throw. That's a uni classic too.
Definitely. The reaction
Oh.
heat, that is the Melty classic for sure.
Yeah. Gets crossed up after doing that air block. Slink able to go underneath and then smack.
Yep. And a wake up shield again, and no response. Havard just waiting until he can press buttons, and getting this conversion. Slink is near the corner now. And with punishing, and Slink just tried to press out. Definitely noticed that Havard was not quite there to get him meaty, but Havard recognizing the situation and getting the right punish.
Yeah, being able to space around outside that and just smack. Huge whiff punishing. Good fundies.
Right?
Oh my gosh, so much life for Slink and so much damage to Havard.
A huge super combo.
What? That looked crazy. That was there must have been some misinput there because with the pause you could see the thing coming and he's trying to DP out or do something. So a little tragic misinput maybe from Havard, but that that game was very close back and forth, right? Like that interaction goes differently, could still win. So still definitely, Havard can bring it back.
Right, I almost called that Moondrive change shift right there because it reminded me of a similar defensive situation, but just didn't quite pay off there. But that air shield counter definitely will for Havard is just able to convert this into a whole 4K damage.
Yep, and still gets Oki and pressure afterwards.
Yep.
Got Slink in the corner.
Blocks the Moon Skill Fireball and the cross up connects. No combo from it.
Yeah, getting that shield follow up. The B hits, but
Yep.
it's like 0-1 hit or something. So afterwards, it's like, all right, time to do pressure again.
Yep. And Havard again was just the late press after shield, punishing Slink for hitting shield in response. This is going to be real close to closing out the round. Are we going to see the install?
All right, take my channel point, Sajam. Oh my gosh, it doesn't kill. Oh, but the Shiki
And yep,
Nixie, though.
the Nania overheads.
The messy guessies. The angles.
The glasses are off. Got
Oh
the
my
lines
gosh.
of depth perception out here, but
Boot was stopped by some good air footsies from Slink, and then able to get a confirm corner carry and another hit on the Oki.
yep. And are we going to see a safe jump here? Just the spend the bar for the hard knockdown. Wake up shield that is 0 on block. Slink pressing right over, but Havard manages to win the corner.
Ooh, was that an air throw attempt from Havard?
That's a Melty classic. Havard has actually been playing some current card. I can tell he's been picking some stuff up.
Let's go.
Dropping the combo once again,
Oh,
but the
run up
run up
He's a
heat!
crazy person. All right, still getting some life back.
And just the raw arc drive in neutral?
I wonder if there was some way you could punish that with the ranges and things. I know he tried, but I was like, maybe if we had tasks, he could figure something out.
Definitely. I think he probably could have, but it looked like he waited a little bit, maybe expecting a second hit. When you saw the super earlier, it looks like on hit the second hit
Yeah.
comes out, but not quite on block. Is that going to be enough to kill? And yes, Slink with the conversion.
Yeah, Havard doing the stand shield, maybe expecting a projectile from Slink, but Slink just being like, it's time, I'm running forward and doing a low.
Yep, and Slink on set point now.
Oh my
The 3C around start. I love 3C. And Havard, yo, with the flashy combos.
Oh. All right.
Not quite finishing.
Drop, but okay, tries to continue pressure with the super jump, and Slink's just like, I'm out of here, get me out.
Havard also dancing around the fireballs, not trying to get caught out the air.
Oh, cross up.
Nothing personnel.
All right, Havard though mashed out after that. Slink gets nothing personnel and only gets a small confirm, and then Havard's like, all right, it's mash time. Mom,
Yeah.
Mom said it's my turn.
Does get the full conversion there.
Oh, that shield. That was the low shield leader to mid, correct? So it's the new version where it's not new anymore. Yeah, it doesn't pop.
Yeah. Havard just running and swinging with the 2-3-6. Slink manages to find a way out, but 4 bars on the table from Havard. Are we going to see a heat in response? Oh, the side switch, not the counter hit we need to convert, but it's going to be enough anyways.
Yep.
Havard evens it out with the flashy finish. And it is 1-1. This loser's top 8 set.
Yeah, I think it's been interesting watching the shield game has developed it more. Like Havard initially was always doing shield and then into nothing afterwards, but now there started to be more like B follow-ups or delay B follow-ups. So there's definitely some layers being moved between for the shield RPS.
Definitely, as we see the round start shield from Havard. The moon skill DP. Does Havard got these? Oh, not quite! And just
That
the
time
straight up shield counter.
Yep.
Havard's been on point with these shield wars. I like the variation from the late press after the shield into just going straight for the shield counter. Crumple state off the 2-3-6. Does get the side switch.
Oh, wake up moon skill. Huge hit.
Jump cancelable DPs will never not be funny to me. Havard trying to convert that into death, not quite enough, and does get the bait on heat.
I would have heated there too. I was like, all the stars are aligning, then just jump right into me, like it's time, and then I smoked. I would have gotten smoked.
That's definitely one of the things that makes Melty Blood special, though, is having all those air options, having preserving that air dash back to get that punish. But maybe getting hit a little bit here as Slink tries to preserve the tournament life.
That was crazy where I think the moon drive showed the last active frame of that descending air move, so the shield didn't trigger anything, is what it looked like.
Definitely. Havard was so much corner carry off of that touch. Stagger pressure with the rebeats here. Slink just trying to slowly fight their way back out of here.
Oh, that shield, the cross up. I thought the shield would happen sooner. Havard getting enough delay that it catches the cross up. That was good.
Yep, and getting this combo with the pickup off the air DP. And the DP ender.
I don't know if that's a safe chip at the end there when he does that.
The side switch shield. You can hit shield in response if Slink was a little bit early, and it looks like they might be dead for it.
Yeah, it's set goes to Havard.
And there it is. Havard advances 2-1 over Slink. The shield wars are kind of interesting in that while it is the game of shield and shield again, if you hit shield really fast, you will block the A or C fast shield counter, but you do have to delay it a bit in order to get the
Yeah.
right side for the B shield counter. Otherwise, you won't turn around fast enough.
Yep, I definitely noticed a lot of the like delay shield options from Havard. Like after he moved on from being passive in his choices, it was like, okay, this is gonna be a big delay here, so that it can catch. You know, at least I believe most of the time in the shield wars, you want to be the last person to have done the input, correct? So,
Definitely. You know, it's interesting seeing a mechanic like shield come out here because you give players a lot of defensive options and nobody wants to block.
yep, this is you're trying not to block. Melty Blood's for you.
This is
Blocking
true.
is usually not a good choice.
This
It's very
is true.
stressful. It's very hard. There's a lot of crazy offense. There's a lot of good defensive choices. So that's where you're like, I could pick to block, or like, here's the 4 different levers I can pull to see what gamble I'm gonna pick today.
We love blocking, but we can get special blocking like shield in this game. It's over.
Yep. It's like it's interesting where the premise of the game is like, okay, your offensive options are going to be crazy and your defensive options are going to be crazy. Like everything's just going to go crazy mode.
Right, definitely makes for an exciting thing to watch though. Especially, Shield Wars. I feel like it's joked about a lot, but definitely one of the cool things about watching this that you do get to see kind of. People joke about rock paper scissors kind of being guessy, but you get to really see the mind game develop when you see stuff like that, right? The variation over time from the way Slink started adapting to Havard doing the late button and Havard switch, just right away hitting that A shield counter, right? And Slink likewise sometimes going for that grab and getting stuffed out by Havard's buttons. You do get to see a lot of that development there because there is counterplay to all of that, right? There's counterplay again to that early shield counter, right? Slink just hitting shield right away, and then you get the counter hit on the side switch shield counter. So, great stuff to Havard for winning the mind game on those shield wars and ultimately taking that set.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, maybe this is cap. I'm not an expert on how the ship mechanics work, but, you can view a lot of the ship mechanics as just blatant RPS, like you had mentioned, right? It's like, oh, well, X speeds, whatever. You just draw the diagram and you're good. It's just like, it's all random based on the choices you pick. But
Right.
also, there's like legitimate risk and reward based on what you pick, and trying to balance it, I think, is what makes the people who are great at the game really great, right? Is knowing, okay, well, I can choose to take this gamble here, because if this gamble works out, it's sick. We mentioned earlier on in the sets where it was like Sam was picking very good choices to gamble, where if this gamble hits, they're dead. But if
Yep.
it misses, it's like, I still got some more life.
True.
So it's very impressive being able to manage that.
Yeah, and one of the players who are about to get up on stream here again is dadmad. And dadmad, another current code player, much loved in the Multi-Blood series here this weekend. A lot of current code representation here in the Lumina scene. dadmad in that game plays White Len, who is not in this game.
Yeah, there's
That
no
is
len.
the first person here in this bracket who plays current code and does not have their main in Lumina.
Oof.
Sam plays Nania and Alco in current code. Alex plays Arcweed in current code as well.
Yep.
For the most part, you don't see them on their mains from that game in this game. I wonder who dadmad will pick as somebody who cannot play current code main in this game, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they had like teased Len in the last story thing, right? They think they're getting Len soon, or like the next character thing they're gonna get is Len. I don't know. I'm not hipped on what the current Lumina cope is. I know all about the Uni cope. The Lumina cope, I don't know much about.
The Internet Copa, but fingers crossed. Hopefully, there's that announcement at Evo. Speaking of which, this game will also be at Evo, and that's what we're hoping for, right?
Yeah. We'll have our joint announcement where they'll be like, we fixed rollback in Lumina for sure this time. Also, there's a new Uni game.
Sure.
That's the cope world I want to live in.
Yep. And it looks like we are getting buttons from the players here. I'm seeing Ciel and Dan on the screen over here. Not sure if these are going to be the players' actual characters, but we shall see in a moment.
Yeah, I'm also unsure, but we'll see. All right, looks like CL and Dan.
But here we go, dadmad against manleyFGC. manleyFGC on the CL, and dadmad with the Dan. Dan is a crafty character. I love calling her Dan. It's so funny to me.
Oh. Okay, we're back. Yeah, the keys, like, I guess it's interesting seeing the CL and Noel being able to go back and forth with, okay, well, CL's got keys. You can just throw this full screen, do your little choo choo choo. Look at that.
Noel's also got the keys.
Yeah.
dadmad now usually just running right in there. Left, right off the super jump there.
Yeah, you can see Manly was walking to the direction. They were definitely walking the opposite way. And then...
Dadmad's main might not be in this game, but C Whiteland is definitely a crafty character with the trap setup, and so is Dan. Mainly finding the way out of there and fighting Dadmad here in the corner. Spending a lot of resources to get over.
Yep. Just kind of resetting neutral, you know, kind of letting Dan run out of the corner a bit. Maybe choosing, okay, we're going to pick some battles later. Like being able to up back there and hit it, you know, they just gave Dan a lot of space. And Dan, if he got too aggressive, they could just smush him out.
Yep, and Manly spending the bar to just close that one out and close that space. EX sidekick.
Oh, good confirm. Those, I know those air hits are hard. At least, like, I was always been bad at those.
They definitely are, but they are untackable, so you get a lot of time to convert.
Yeah.
Big 4.3k, and Dadmad fighting his way out of the corner here.
Oh, jab throw. Dandy strike throwing.
Counter throw on the shield. A lot of players will definitely be expecting that shield there on the sacrifice. Dadmad with the punish and we're coming off and here.
Oh.
6 are in your face.
Just waking up and oh my gosh, that was tragic.
Maybe thought the Dadmad was pulling them all the way out of the corner for the throw, but Dadmad just with the read and the kill takes out at 1 round apiece.
Yeah, it's crazy watching CL like be in the corner and then it's like pop, 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 and she just gets dragged into Noel. It's like, all right, take this mix. You're gonna guess. Oh my gosh. Whoa, this is like a good starter, isn't it?
Pretty good starter. It's pretty prorated, but doesn't matter for CL. Just 3.5k off.
And then gets the follow up in the next interaction and clutches it out with, or clears it out with meter. Closes it out.
Not even, doesn't even need to be clutch. Just very commanding near perfect. Close that one out. Scores 1-0 in favor of manleyFGC.
They stood full screen, they charged a bit, Dan could charge in, they threw a key. They checked the dash with the key, and now Dan gets rocked more.
The high road just get all the way in. Keys on pressure here. Falling out of the combo. Jump cancel on DP and just DPs again.
There was, I feel like it's been scramble after scramble, and I look up and I'm like, how is Dadmad at no health? What happened? It was like 2 combos and a few scrambles, now they're almost dead.
Dadmad fighting on Pixel.
Manly looks like trying to throw keys from full screen or being able to back and throw keys. You know, you just need to get them with that one hit.
And there it is, right? Like, I mean, you've got such a big life lead, you don't need to commit. Just play chuck back there.
Checks the dash with the keys again. It's so powerful. It seems hard, it's very hard to play around, it seems like, without a step dash. You know, I think about, like I play constant internet, right? I'm just like dash block, I step dash through everything. But here, you know, you gotta run.
See, it does have the internet dash block now, but we don't really see it all the time. Dadmad holding CL key. And just TP's out of there. Great reaction to the CL flip after getting to the Sesame.
Yeah, it was good situational awareness too from Dadmad, where, you know, if CL was already in Moon Drive, you know, you can click Moon Drive and CL can't do back to you. Right. They're able to CL, okay, they're in the air, I can divide DP.
Dadmad again fighting on very little life. And just goes for the reversal super, but it connects!
Manly was doing all this delay pressure too. They were doing like, you know, low weight block. They kind of made it out. And then Dadmad was able to find the tempo of that and TP through.
Right. Speaking of the baits, the baited TP there. This is anyone's round now. Manly blocking left, right, and the heat is baited, but no punish.
Yeah, Dadmad doing a good enough job of trying to continue that pressure. Just that way, Manly doesn't get much help, but just there.
And a quick air tag on the fatal counter. Ooh, rush shield, that could have been it. And there it is, the quick run up low from Manly.
That was probably the best time to bring it out as well, because throughout a lot of earlier times in that match, they were playing the, okay, I'm low, I know I can just up back, run away, continue to throw. I don't need to interact with you, I can just keep throwing these keys and kind of stall out, even though you get some more screen space, it's fine. Whereas in that case, they're like, I've been doing this long enough, if I just run up and know you, you'll die. You know, they could see the closeout, like, you can just go to the next layer and take them out.
Definitely.
So very, very hard to play around, you know. If you think to yourself, every time I try to take space, like, if I take only a little amount of space, they're gaining a lot because they're just jumping and throwing keys. But if I take a lot, they can call me out and, like, you know, run forward and low me or just blow me up in some other way. So very, very hard to deal with.
Definitely one of the interesting things about CL as a character, where CL, you know, a lot of people say Melty doesn't really have a Shoto, but CL is, oddly enough, one of the closer things this game has to Shoto. It's not quite traditional. You don't have a move that's quite like a Tatsu, but you're one of the few characters that has an actual fireball in this game, although it's a little bit more common in Lumina. And she has an approach option with the flip. She
Yeah.
doesn't quite function the same. She is that character that definitely has tools for all the different kinds of situations.
Yeah, it feels like a lot of Lumina characters don't fit that well into the exact definitions of like, oh, this is the zoner character where you just do these things. If you're not zoning, you just explode. Like, everyone, it feels like in Lumina has pressure that if they were put in any other game would be like, this character's pressure is the best in the game. But in Lumina, you know, you're like, oh, well, there's 4 other characters that can do pressure that's equally as good as this. There's like 8 others who are better, etc., etc.
Yep. Yeah, just like we've been seeing with Noelle, where she's been able to detonate those traps and just get plus frames. Pretty good pressure option, and worked out very well for a lot of players, but unfortunately not for dadmad there, as Manly did take that one from the CL.
Yeah, anytime you can control screen space, and like, you know, what you get up for doing that is you're like full screen, you use a move, and you're like, okay, the only way they can punish you for this is some crazy call out, so now I get to control screen space, you know, kind of safely from somewhere else. It's, you know, you're putting the responsibility on the other player to do anything to challenge you. You know, it's a nice spot to be in, being the one controlling everything.
Definitely, and it looks like we're about to get Havard and coolcalmsam up on stream next. Sam actually plays Nania in current code, so a little bit similar to Tono in this game. We'll see if maybe the similarities that he's aware of will prepare him for this matchup. Definitely a character he's no stranger to. But as for Havard, I'm not sure how much Saber he's fought. I don't know if we have a Saber in Chicago.
Yeah, I don't know too much either about the Sabres out there. I know too, Sam has been playing a lot of Alco in code currently, whenever I played them, they played Alco, and I was like, the orbs. The orbs.
Yeah, I mean, Alco can just do it to you, but she's definitely pretty different in this game. The Saber is a whole new character, and already starting off with a low to beat the stand shield. Sam gets in with some early offense and 4k damage.
Are we going to see another classic Sam round where they get 3 openings and just take them down? Oh, classic round. They can still maybe do a little more opening if they had like their best starters. I don't know about them.
Late air dash in there. Good starter.
Havard's getting his funny rounds.
Yeah, air DP giving a good knockdown is so fun. Sam starts running corner pressure though. Haven't had a lot of momentum, but it's already one touch for Sam. It just jabs out of the flip.
Yeah, you can see Sam in that previous RPS situation going for throw, knowing like, okay, well, throw just kills. You know, if I pick this, it's a fast option, etc.
Yeah.
Havard recognizing that getting out, but then getting hit by a low from Sam.
Havard goes for the round start DP.
Fortunately, it does not work on Sam.
Yeah, not quite. I mean, as an honor player, you've probably done it yourself a few times. You're probably ready when you see this guy on screen. Sam also ready for Havard's guard option. She's just right in there with the low and starts off offense.
Yeah, it feels like whenever Sam gets a hit, it's very solid, and they're very consistently doing the full conversion to corner, you know, they just get their free hit and take them.
Oh, but here's Havard with the stall now. Sam wants none of that mix, but neither does Havard, just jumping out with the DP.
Sam getting their hit, able to do Excalibur, 4.3 is huge. One more real hit.
Reaction drive, just throwing. Clash into type Lumina. Melty blood type clash. We're out here.
Yeah, you gotta be ready to react to the clashes and know how that stuff works. It's a very jump scary mechanic. You know, you go to hit, you hear the ding, you're like, oh boy.
Yeah, Saber just flying all the way in there with that clash. And already you see the players dancing around a little bit in the air.
Yeah, Sam was able to position himself really well behind where Havard was going to land, such that even if Havard pressed a button, right, if it wasn't as in the crossover box, they'd be fine. So Sam just, you know, throwing up low after there, catching Havard, and now it's one other interaction, corner carry, mixing time.
Goes for shield.
I feel like they knew. They were like, the heat's coming, I'm gonna shield, and Havard waited. Oh, that might be it for this round.
That would be a really bad spot to be for Havard.
It's commentator's face. Oh,
but
I got it the next time.
you're not, so just cleaning up right there.
To wake up low, you know, you're far enough away, you know, that low is just facing around, you know, how soon do we want to be to you, just get him. Oh my gosh, they're
Set point for sure.
Alright. Havard bringing to the corner, maybe doing the funny route. Oh, represents an air throw. Gets thrown safe jump. Oh, they able to do that OS. Saber getting some life afterwards, but Havard able to get out of the corner. Able to do some other pressure to Sam. Sam even got a lot of life this turn, or this round. He still is one combo away from death.
And he's going for the BC shield counter. I don't think Havard was ready for Sam to even have a change to have great reaction to that. So fun thing about the B shield side swap with 0 on top.
Okay. And yeah, and Havard is yeah. Whatever Havard might have pressed, Sam, Sam won the interaction on being 0 on block at that range.
Sam's just a lot more ready for interaction. And that touch should be enough to kill.
Yep. Sam gets it. Havard, kind of like,
And not quite feeling that one. Saber, definitely a bit of a tough character to fight. What's it called? Kind of frustrating. She does a lot of things that are definitely pretty different, and also a little bit different than what you see in Under Night as well, right?
Yeah. It feels like, especially playing against Sam, right? Again, it was like so much consistent. Okay, here's the hit. Like, bring it to corner, do the solid Oki. Like, I can hit you 3 times and you will die. Like, it's an ever-present threat of like, I will get 3 times by Saber, or get hit 3 times by Saber and explode.
Yep.
So it's very, very solid from Sam.
Absolutely. And solid as well was Manly in the set against Dadmad a second ago, and we are getting him back on stream about to fight Sarah, whom we saw earlier in the same matchup that he just played. So we're gonna have to see. They definitely took a different approach than Dadmad did, right? Dadmad was definitely a lot more content to zone instead of traps, whereas Sarah definitely spent resource more just to hit the plus frames, right?
Yeah, for
Also
sure.
was a lot more active about throwing the keys to try and zone out in a more traditional sense, right? But that won't quite work as well against the CL because CL can, again, throw her own keys. So we're going to have to see what kind of adjustments are made here in order to hold out for Manly or to defeat CL as Sarah.
Yeah, the Manly CL definitely very powerful. You can tell they're very good at keeping in mind the larger game plan, right? It's like, okay, instead of just trying to think about how to win this interaction, they're like, I can choose to not engage here, I can take more space. I can think about the larger game plan of using all my resources, So it's always nice to see somebody able to like focus in on that, see the giving up the current interactions for just, we can do it again later. This interaction, I didn't want to bother. We'll go next.
Again, that's kind of one of the cool things about French Makers, right? A lot of resources for example, or especially your meter in that game.
Yep. Yeah, I think in Under Night you get a lot of meter, but it's still like the difference between having 100 meter and 0 meter in so many matchups is huge. Like every special being EX cancelable means that if you're doing something and the opponent jumps over it or it whiffs, you're like, all right, I can invite EXDP now. Smoke. Oh, button checking.
I was about to say Reese. It's definitely a match on screen. You can tell I'm a critical player. I'm too used to seeing the original character.
Yeah, it's Arias function, huh? That's crazy.
I was definitely among those who's a little bit sad when I saw Shield Girl.
Yeah, you're like, we had a Shield Girl. Where'd she go?
Right, I know, a Melty Blood original character as well.
Yeah.
But also true to CL having been in both games, we will see what Manly's able to do or what Sarah can do to kind of win Manly's fight
Yeah, there was the shield clash there and a bit of a scramble. Sarah was able to land a straight hit, but able to confirm anything serious, and Manly won the following interaction. Oh, wow. Wow. They just get up, or like delay get up, mash 5A. Is this gonna convert? Oh! Yeah, you can see they're Manly landing some keys and dashing in, trying to continue a combo, and then the drop was like, oh heck, I'm close to Sarah again, I have to actually go through and try to run this pressure, and they lost the following interaction. Lost a lot of life, but able to go full screen and move keys again. Yeah, Manly trying to backdash a few times, you know, trying to play keep away, but Sarah finally calling it out, just doing deep dash in and start throwing something out. Manly not able to check the dash in time. Yeah, definitely some Dan projectile magic going on. The will to keep holding shield, that was crazy.
Just cashing out the super. No more resources that work for Manly though.
Oh wow. Keep getting smashed out on after. Jumping around in. So it looks like Sarah's having a really tough time fighting over there. He's on defense here. Moon skill flash kick, take the round. Yeah, that's one of those things that I've thought about a lot in other fighting games for characters that have the stronger defensive or reversal tools like that. I'm like, wow, I can play like 4 rounds straight of just like down the line, honest, no gambling, and then I can choose in the last round of a set or in a game to be like, all right, I'm gonna match DP, or I'm gonna match this or parry or whatever, and you can just you jump scare them, you get them. It's crazy.
Honestly, I'm a Slink match. That's alright, Stacy. I love that. It may not be very, but as his shield works, Manly using turnaround shield counter, just get out of the
Yeah, that B follow-up, doing a great job of getting him out of the corner like you had mentioned, and also you get that straight hit, all of the Noel projectiles go away. So even though you didn't get like a real combo off of it, the extra value you get from being like, alright, those are gone, and being out of the corner is huge.
True. Leader room for Manly. Slink on the research while Sarah has a lot. Getting tagged out here by Chef with no conclusion, unfortunately.
There's been so much complicated like key projectile interactions back and forth in full screen. They are really very adept at playing the matchup.
Sarah just hops over. This is conversion, but unfortunately with the follow-up there.
Yeah, very scary for Manly there, being having to block in the air. You know, I don't know if at that range know any ways to threaten the air blockers, but you know, Sarah able to dash in, start the pressure, and get a hit.
Yeah, I definitely don't blame Manly. Unfortunately, the attack it's on really.
Manly basically whip punishing with those keys. Sarah was just out of range. Key started in 4K, kind of huge, but oh, Manly just mashes out, not actually in the corner.
Right out of range. Sarah's the one holding
Oh, the flash kick getting hit, you know, must not be one of the involved ones for that trade.
No, Wiz gonna get Manly by this wake up super from Sarah.
Big 3,500.
Second.
Yep. One thrower low away from death, so you know eventually you think, okay, this is my time to up back. I'm not gonna get IAD'd in or let them do any mixing, and then they just stay to the delay low and you explode. Oh wait, they're changing their controls were wrong.
Oh, rapid beat.
Did they win a game with their rapid beat being wrong?
Unfortunate. I gotta say, I feel like this game adding the ability to turn rapid beat off very selectively is definitely a really good step in the right direction.
Yeah.
As a controller, I'm very prone to repeating a button sometimes pressure. And not having the right control is definitely good. Shout out to Slink being it down so not only turned off, but turned off either air or ground.
Yeah, it's very nice having the choice. Oh my gosh, they take the throw. That's hard to do in this game. The throw tech window isn't like 18 frames, you know, like it isn't 80, it's not 80. Oh, the clash. A classic clash jump scare, but Sarah being able to dash back from Manly's attack in and good punch.
All the way back in the
Yeah, Manly again doing that B follow-up to get the slight hit to break the projectiles, but Sarah won in the next round.
Art knocked on off the keys, right in there with more touch.
Alright, Manly choosing he wants to win this round. Does wind up in heat, but unfortunately doesn't get the follow. Sarah able to slip on through the heat defense.
And a rough spot to be set point for Sarah. ManleyFGC not working with a whole lot of resources here after getting heat beaten like that.
Yeah, losing the 3 bars at the end of that round there is huge going into this next round. You know, you're starting at the same amount of bars as the opponent is with their upper round. Oh my gosh. But very clearly, not undoable for Manly, right? Getting some good conversions, being able to keep pressure here after Dan using their blue shield.
Shoot and flash with DP on the jump. Sarah just contends with DP out of it. Notice she uses the boost.
Yeah. See, I think in a lot of these cases, right, when you're up this much in life, you know, it's very worthwhile because, you know, you get that DP hit, you can hit them, they're full screen. That's like the win condition for Dan, right, is you can set up projectiles and they're full screen. But, yeah, if you get hit, the confirm might be that good for the opponent, and you're still alive, and you're up around in the game. So you have the room to kind of make some of these more aggressive decisions because, you know, if the opponent guesses long runs on them, usually you just win. Whole set's over.
Well, now you're tied up in the game, but Sarah is on set point and has almost all 4 bars meter.
Whoa.
And I have a whole lot to work with.
Manly just flash kicking out, being able to turn on that mid screen, get the key hit and the super, run on their safe jump. Oh, they tried to throw.
Backdash on throws can't.
Flash jump scare and Manly just blocking it out. I think a lot of times in these scrambles that happen afterwards, I've seen, it seems like Manly's losing, or has been losing a lot of them, right? Like Sarah's picking the correct mash option, or Manly might be a bit more minus at the end of the scramble. So seeing this round a lot more just like blocking there and waiting it out has really done a lot better for them. Alright, 1-1.
I'm seeing somebody say that maybe a bit of an adjustment. Or was that 2-1, I believe?
Oh, it was 2-1, and I'm just capping. We're Cap City, you know, it's the... Yeah.
The city of Cap, where there is chaos, and we are living up to that name right now for sure. But I believe we are moving back to winner's side at this point, with the winners finals being Wish and Mecha Alex, who's walking over from Marvel now. I wonder if Mecha Alex actually does mess with Arc in this game. I'm not really sure. She's pretty different from the Moon of Arc that he plays in Current Code. He plays F-Arc in that game.
That's pretty different, yeah.
It definitely is. F-Arc has a claw. She has the anti claw.
Yeah, though.
Swipes like this. Definitely very different than Arc in this game. But we shall see.
Yeah, it seemed like Mario was doing well enough
Right.
for a lot of the other matches he'd been in. So, you know, just keep doing the puppetry, have a good time.
And it might be more comfortable as well, right? I feel like this game is a little bit closer to Under Night than it is to Current Code. You do have the Under Night dash in this game.
Yeah, the dash block is much more Under Night than it is Code Current.
Right. Much needed as well for this game, as this game definitely started off without dash block.
Yeah, Vlav, dash block. you gotta dash block.
Regardless of what people say about Vlav, there's no Vlav in this bracket, or at least not in this top 8.
It's true, yeah, no Vlav here.
We're free of big man Fireman.
The dash blocking worked, bros. we finally got good over dash blocking. Vlavs are destroyed. Delete them.
No Vlav in this top 8, no Roa, and most importantly, no Warakia. We hate Warakia.
Oh.
Might not even be in the game. That's just because we are winning too hard here at Cap City Chaos for WoW to be in this bracket. Looks like we are getting our controllers configured and things are about to get underway between these two. It's interesting, I don't think these two played in Under Night yet.
That sounds true. I think that's true.
But who knows? Maybe they will tomorrow, as they're both waiting in that top 8 as well. I believe the stream is about ready to start the match. Yep, there it is again for Mario. I feel like you're right in that Mario and Chaos definitely have some amount of similarities in the way the puppet ends up working out, right?
Yeah, it's the same, like, you have a lot of the same fundamental game plan ideas about how you interact with the opponent with a puppet. You know, you can keep in mind your larger game plan stuff of, okay, you know, I want the puppet to be there, I want to be over here, I'm trying to get the sandwich going. You know, it's similar archetypes.
Yeah, and like in the same way that you can see Chaos leaving Oz in full screen to kind of set some traps to move in You saw Alex kind of doing that in the last set as well, leaving the non at full screen to do a little bit of that right.
Yep, for sure.
Which will be interesting to see how Wish handles the situation, as Wish is historically an under 9 player, and probably has a lot more comfort in thinking about his character as Chaos than as Mario.
Yeah, I know as when Wish talks about, you know, the Melty Blood game plan or Hisui, he's like, I'm gonna put the bentos down, you know, I'm gonna do, he's just like, I got it, you know, I'll go in there, I'll just get him. Oh, Alex was prepared, he was prepping that, he was, before round start, dude, he was prepping it, he had it prepared, ready to react.
You're about ready as Furniture Girl faces off against Puppet Boy. I'm sad that she doesn't have letters.
There's so much silly stuff from Code Current that she doesn't have in this game. Oh my gosh, she's freaking out.
Yo, but we got the Current Code music in this game as Beats from Melty Blood Current Code Edition is playing right now.
Let's go. Oh my gosh, that was a really weird combo thing. Is that like some Luigi stuff? You know, player 2 Mario breaks for some reason?
May happen, but you know, Wish is ready for it with that back throw and already has corner offense going. Falls out of the combo. Maybe Mario just falls out of some combos. It does look like he might have a smaller box. I wonder if that messes with some combos.
Yep, Alex getting that full screen hit, able to dash all the way in, get the confirm, and then probably set up smoke.
It's definitely a game known for having small hitboxes disrupt combos. As a lead player myself, if she makes it to this game, I'm ready to see people rage about characters.
Nah, they gotta make it universal for that. They're not that rude anymore, you know.
I don't know, they let Hisui just slam a table like that. The way Wish just did to take that round over McAlex. Hopping right over the non as well. The late shield counter working off of McAlex goes to quick air back.
Good Wish picking his right time to mash out. This is the power mash out in an anime game, you know, you get this, look at all this damage from like a 2A mash out, or I didn't see what the starter was, but you know, huge. And the side switch.
And the way he recognized the spacing there to know that he had the space to mash a little bit, almost felt like an underrated interaction. It's almost like we're watching him just play that game after all.
Oh, yep.
Reset in the corner. I don't think either of them were ready for that knockdown to work out that way.
The Hisui finisher? Yeah, see, that was a lot of damage.
Someone told me that if you see the health by the second notch for the round count, Sumer's going to kill.
Oh, okay.
Minimum damage is not that much.
I'm ready for Will It Kill.
I haven't verified that for myself.
Could be Cap.
I mean, we are in Cap City. We might be capping on the microphones.
Alright, yep. Mario doing more of the combos, getting Wish to the corner, a lot of that pressure. But, oh, Wish trying to chair out.
See Mario cook with no cap.
To throw? Oh, he backdashed into the bento!
Unfortunate! The sliding bento is so tricky sometimes.
Yeah, that was insane. Oh, alright, the dust pressure.
Yep.
How many overheads?
Triple overhead!
And they're still able
But
to...
he is baited!
Oh my gosh. Still able to, yeah, still able to shield that, still able to get this huge combo. Should be one hit away from death afterwards.
Unfortunately, if you do block the triple overhead, it's gonna jump in. And the clash with the moon drive moon skill!
Clash jump scare.
I don't think that would have worked if McAlex was not in moon drive.
Oh, and then just hit him with the, what was that, the baking pan is what it is?
That's where it is. Hisui does have a few variations on the pots and pans, and one of them does go pretty fast, catching that back dash.
Oh my gosh, just hit the pupper right out of there, like, nah.
So someone play the characters, not everybody knows that Hisui's actually able to choose which buttons he shoots at.
Yeah, it's very huge, being able to pick the items. 4
Oh,
overheads!
triple overhead! Quadruple overhead, but not the low after, as Wish gets the fast low for another start in the corner here.
Hisui's got the mix, dude. Wish is out here just high, it's over.
McAlex not fighting for the heat bait attempts, the low jabs. Seeing that crouch jab bait almost reminds me of the burst baits and strives, something that other players might be aware of.
Yeah, we saw earlier in pressure that ladle was spaced just outside the range, such that when Alex tried to press anything to punish, oh, another shield baits. Or
Speaking
another,
of press
heat bait
anything!
shield.
Wow, I got mixed there. Wish just made that look so unescapable.
Oh yeah, very locking it down with Hisui. He's doing dancing again.
Sometimes you just gotta keep it. There it is, the chaos combos in the Cap City.
Alright. Oh my gosh, the jump out.
There, but Wish just jumping over that.
Yeah, the Wish jumping out, and then Alex in the preceding scramble doing that shield. That's such a, you know, like a high risk option, right? Because even if it does connect, even if they do block, you still have shield RPS afterwards. Wish choosing to do nothing, land and hit, and now there's this whole, oh my gosh, the other corner you're in, there's bento pressure, the Mexies are coming again.
And Alex does have this one more chance this game since it is a best of 5 in winners finals, but Wish is just looking so dominant this game.
Yeah, Wish getting that that second jump and just air dashing, delaying the landing. The Alex mash out does not land, but Alex techs out and lives.
Defense is good, and the shield wars, Mecha Alex coming out on top with the shield counter.
Oh!
Just shoving right in there. Are we going to see a cash out for the kill? Not quite. One more touch. Try to text the throw. Good reaction moon drive. Reaction moon drive there is so important because in this game you are plus with the tech throw.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's huge. Oh, the puppet catches full screen.
There it is. That's
Yep.
the same set play we were talking about, right? Of just leaving the puppet full screen to play the game for you there. Around.
I really liked too in that last round that Alex didn't immediately spend any of the bar for heat to try to get life back. It's like an acknowledgement of, okay, like I might be able to lose this round because going with 3 bars in the next round is more important, but they're still able to clutch it out anyway. They still won that round. So.
Definitely, I like the decision making there, especially as we see the meter spent here to convert. Put Wish in the corner, but Wish with the quick back there finding out.
Oh, that B follow up.
So,
Yep, that B follow up getting the good starter. Wish shielding back.
looks like Mecha Alex is starting to find his groove a little bit in this set, but there's the chair in your face.
Yeah, he's got to pull it together enough to be able to withstand through more of the Wish assaults throughout the rest of this match to be able to get taken to the next game and start using that momentum.
Yeah, that little signature French spread, bouncy air dash, really looking like that assault. And there it is, a super jump in the shield and the clash!
Are all the puppets like that? Can you cancel them with Moondrive activates? That way if you ever do it and see them jumpy, you can just Moondrive?
I have no idea, to be honest, but I know a lot of moves are cancelable. I don't want to cap that hard in the city. But Mecha Alex
Yeah, taking a
taking
game.
her game back, keeping his tournament life alive on the winner's side here. Wish trying to close out with an explosive start.
Yeah, it seems like Alex, when they get the life lead, are able to much better be able to play that keep away game. Like you saw when they were at low life, they were taking a lot less risks because they know, okay, I take any damage, I'm going to die. They were playing as if they had the life lead, basically. And that game plan is working out a lot better for the Games. Oh my gosh!
The plans have baked the heat. In response, we saw Mecha Alex get his heat baited so much in those first couple games, but responding with his own here. That means take back the set.
Yeah, I think we're at like 1 for 4 heats of hit. The other 3 have been shielded.
Absolutely. Looked very controlled there until dropping that combo, but we'll see.
What?
Wish with his own drop and might be dead here. Is he gonna spend it? Yet another combo drop. Very uncharacteristic.
Oh my
of
gosh,
this
the little
hero.
dashy.
Oh, the confirm.
That was kind of a sick confirm. I guess, you know, I will say it's cheap. I can give it that it was cheap, you know, because the bento thing, but it was sick.
Yeah, even on block, you got pushed just full questions this week because you got pushed to block bento.
Yep.
The awareness from Wish to be ready for that conversion. There is a little assault attempt coming in on Alex, but responding with the answer. He's ready for that.
Yeah, Alex able to now play in the spot they've been doing the best in, right? Like having that life lead, knowing that you can just kind of make these choices over and over again where, I don't need to go in to actually kill you. I'll just, you know, set up stuff, do standard frame traps, you make a choice, you'll die, and also the puppet's gonna eat full screen.
Mecha Alex is definitely going in now. There's some high pressure here. Backdash outside of the dust. Oh, catches.
Oh, the drop.
Not quite fast enough to get in there for the conversion.
2 bentos. How come you lets you have 2 bentos?
And the little hop baiting out the anti-air. That's a classic Melty blood convert. Saving that last little jump. You know, Melty blood with spare options. And so close to converting off the hot hit. And the shield wars playing safe with just a responsive shield.
Yeah, Wish is only 1 solid hit away.
Yep. And the air shield not quite getting caught by Alex.
The heat.
Wish has a lot of crew life to gain back.
Yeah, Wish just trying to sit full screen, taking his time to get this life back. 20 seconds left. This has been quite the long round.
Overcommitting. And there it is, the table starter! You could be dead here!
Even if not, it's super hard for Mecha Alex to come back. Oh, wait. Yo, wait. They could get a real combo. Or just heat, maybe?
But 5 seconds.
Timer?
5 seconds, you have to heat. And the moon drive. The chakra! Chakra! Oh my gosh,
Get
there's
the
the mash out! Are you done? You can convert it to super. Doesn't
Oh,
even
wow.
need it! Wins it back with 3 seconds on the clock. Yig is popping off in the crowd for their boy.
Very clutch from
Mecha
Alex.
Alex is trying to preserve his tournament life while Wish is on set point.
Yes, that was a very good string from back Alex. But Wish choosing this time to mash out, get the hit, and now, you know, these are spots that Alex has, you know, done the least well in so far in this set, right? It's like whenever Wish gets that first hit, puts it into half life or 6/10 life.
There's that Melty blood experience from Mecha Alex. You can tell he's got that seasoned experience from current code, which is a walk back over the Melty blood classic, just hop back over with the jump C. And it pays off because he's able to push Wish all the way to the corner. But Wish with the clean
Smacking him out of the sky. No, get down from there, Mario. It's dangerous.
Mecha Alex telling Wish to put the books away, smacking him out of the drop combo and back into the corner.
Yep, gotta hold. Oh, heat. Okay, projectiles.
Evaded, but
Oh. Alright, some scrambles back and forth. Alex come out on top.
a little bit, the life's about even after this heat sequence. Wish holding all of this pressure here. No meter to heat out. A little bit of a scramble with the presses.
Yeah, Alex looked like they were setting up for some left-right or some nicks, and then they just landed close to Wish, and Wish is like, I'm mashing.
It's not gonna be enough to kill. Reaction moon drive and just throws. Flash! Flash!
Wish
The
went
little
into
bit of
finals.
moon drive left over. Little bit of moon drive
Oh my
to have the
gosh.
clash for the 6BC. Yes.
You know, Wish may have won this set, but Alex got that clip where he had that sticker. Alex is on the floor!
Literally on the floor in response to the clash. And Wish just standing, I think also in awe of the clash interaction. Here, wrapping the Asbion shirt in front of the camera.
Yeah, that round, or yeah, that game that he'd won with the clutch. Oh my gosh, that was such a good back and forth.
Absolutely. I think they're both probably in shock from that Mecha Alex. Literally on the floor. Bro won the first set, sat back in his chair. The second set literally on the floor.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, he's gonna be out of the venue
Yeah,
after the next
the losers run's gonna go crazy. If he doesn't win this all the way through, it's gonna.
We're gonna have to see, but I mean that was definitely great stuff from both players, especially watching the adaptations both ways. What a tight set. That felt like a game 5.
Yeah, that was very very close. There's definitely probably the Mech Alex thing going forward is trying to. You don't have the life lead, just play as if you have the life lead. It seems like
Right.
that at certain points, Wish is going to keep doing the same game plan of trying to get in. So even if technically when you don't have the life lead, you can't run away because the opponent's supposed to, they could just stay there full screen. Wish is going to go in, right? He's not just going to sit there.
Right, but in the future too, Wish does also have a Noelle. We could see a matchup change.
That's
And
true.
Noelle,
Bust
in
it out.
response, can throw the keys. She does also have a zoning tool of her own, so we would definitely have to see if that makes a difference if it comes up. But for now, we are moving back to the loser side of bracket as we see who makes it back up there to fight Wish in grand finals. Wish is over here on the other side of the camera doing the history ladle motion. That was definitely something I feel like caught Mech Alex a little bit off guard. You know, just from the reaction Moondrive in that last wake up situation, had the little bit left, and when you're in Moondrive, all of your moon skills get extra clash.
Yep.
And at that point, it's basically DP. I want to say it's like a 10 frame startup. It's very fast.
Yeah, Clash is fun, or a, what's the word, like funny mechanic. Clash
I
is
was
a
about to
funny
say,
mechanic.
Fun is one word for it. I'm not sure if that's how I'd describe
I've
it.
had a lot of friends yell about Clash in the past, but
Yes, I'm not myself.
you know, as someone who is only really playing the game casually, Clash is funny.
It is. As a spectator, we're having a great time watching these shenanigans. And speaking of shenanigans, we are getting Manly back out here against Cool Calm Sam, where we're going to see Saber against CL. Definitely characters who are capable of doing some funny things.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really interesting to see. You know, I feel like Sam has had very consistent and very sturdy, like the saber combos, so many rounds of just 3-touch deaths. And then Manly seemed like he's had very good planning for like the longer game, or being able to decide like, okay, time to do up back or like get out of here, just take space or give up space with CL and just key them out. You know, try to take them down.
Right.
So interesting seeing how that interacts with a cool cam Sam playing saber. So
No, definitely. And you know, one of the differences here is CL does have a zoning tool. The burden is going to be on Sam to get in, and I think one of the interesting things we'll see player-wise too is Manly definitely seemed very familiar with the Lumina way of doing things. Right, a lot of the clean confirms, the moon drives, and the shield wars are very much in Manly's favor thus far. But Sam is also a multi-game specialist, right? Is one of those people who's also spent a lot of time in current code. So we're gonna see how some of those more general fundamentals maybe clash with the more experienced Lumina-specific gameplay, right?
yep,
And
because I hear
someone
him going
who's
through and picking right now. Maybe they're getting the hand warming going. I'm unsure. I think because I think I see Mash, so I think they're hand warming.
I believe so. Mash definitely a hand warmer character.
Yeah.
Fake shield character.
I love saying I hand warmers is such a funny way to say it as well. It's like calling them champions or what messy guessies, right? It's just like
Agents.
the yeah.
This agent is cheap.
Yep.
Cheap champion.
Yep. I mean that's Melty. Everyone's cheap. That's how I was talking about in Code Current, right? I'm like, or I mean it's for any game. You either are okay with how cheap your character is, and you're like, this is cool, I believe in them, or you're like, I gotta get more cheap.
It's true. Especially with all the character talk that flies around these days from these modern games,
Yeah.
If you're gonna complain about a character enough, might as well just pick them.
Yep. Both Melties. There's always a more cheap character you could be playing, basically, right? It's like I could still be playing Zero, or I could still be playing Afime or X or Y. There's always someone else that's more cheap, hiding behind the corner.
Right. But as we said earlier, one of the cool things about these modern games is the stripped down gameplay brings access to a lot of strength and basic fighting game stuff.
Yep.
And here we are with the Mash color for Saber. And we got more current code tracks on deck. Shout out to the current code players in this bracket. And also the Manly for getting Lumina CL going. Strong with their own combo.
Yeah, Manly had some good compression in the beginning, being able to just take control, but Winston are actually taking out Sam.
Yeah, and being aware of the plus frames and responding with just TP.
I wonder if level 1 would have killed there. I don't know if Sven and 3 needed to.
I'm not sure. I think you definitely needed the super to close with that much more, with that much strength at that point.
Yep, I would have spent 300%. It's like, alright, yeah, we just gotta close it out. It's not worth gambling for.
Although Sam does have a lot of bar of her own now, shooting right into the BC counter. Jumping over the key toss here. That's going to be a key maneuver in this matchup.
Yeah, Manly getting caught after the, backdash to the key throw. I think there was so much time for Sam to be able to, decide to jump in or make a decision. So Sam taking advantage of that, but getting hit on a different jump in, and now Manly cashing out.
And just pressing on the jump back. Sam with the patience, not doing anything on wake up.
Oh, Manly just barely jumping out range of that Saber normal, being able to hit with the keys.
It looked like Sam was probably trying to see if the catch jump and get a little bit out of range, but not for this one, and spending a super of their own, not quite enough to kill.
Oh my gosh, the throw tech.
This one also not quite enough. Drive.
That hit after moon drive. There had to have been a misinput somewhere. That's tragic. They definitely, they could see the hit coming and whatever happened, counter. But
it looked like maybe it was a DP attempt that went awry. Sometimes it can be hard to buffer moves under the screen freeze.
Yep. It's definitely, whenever a game ends like that or rounds like that, it's like, okay, we're still back and forth a lot. It's still very close. There's still, you can come back next game.
Wow, Manly with the early heat. Sam just right back in there.
Yeah.
Sam hop back over, going for the cross up, but is fast enough to still catch the back cross landing.
Yeah, Sam's super in the driver's seat now. Both those combos they were able to spend the bar, but Manly using that heat in the beginning didn't let them do too much, right? And now that heat, getting some life probably actually responsible for why they won't die from this. But still, one more messy guess.
I like that one thing we've seen from Sam so much is just the patience to not overcommit and sit there and watch the man. Manly this time hopping right over the little jab check attempts.
Oh, wow.
So close. Does get the combo off the cross up as Sam cleans up that round.
Yeah. That big saber sword coming in.
And it is 1-0 Manly so far. Sam is trying to even this one back up.
Yeah, it feels like a lot of those times Sam is trying to cover the escape from Manly, and then Manly just neutral jumps. The keys from CL are able to hit Sam after they're trying to cover the jump from Manly. The jump forward.
CL keys are pretty notorious, especially with the players.
Those keys are crazy. They have like the low, high key, whatever. We got to follow them.
And the jump cancel on the DP. That's so drives me crazy every time I think about it.
The huge charge sheet landed, getting almost all their blue life back.
Oh, and the rebeat pressure! Catching Manly try to pressure, but Sam did not spend all of their options.
Yeah, Manly at that point, you've got most of your blue life back. There's only a little bit left. You still have some bar left. You really want to get a hit, be able to cash out that super. But fortunately, Sam recognizing that, just doing solid pressure and hitting Manly out of it. But now, Manly's turn.
There's the clash interaction, one of those Luna specific situations we're talking about where Manly's strengths might shine. just DPing after jump. I didn't realize there was going to be a gap there. So maybe not quite for jump in, so maybe not quite close enough. This hit is going to be very advantageous for Sam here. Pushing Melty all the way to the corner and with 3 bars on the team.
Yeah, Sam has all the resources in the world here compared to Manly. Like, you look at Moon Drive as well, you know, Sam having a lot more. Manly.
Like Sam wanted to punish that run in attempt, but was a little bit too far and got outspaced.
Yeah, I think Manly's been getting a lot of mileage out of a lot of these heats. You know, you shouldn't do it so frequently. They're getting those little ticks of life back. It's kind of adding up.
Definitely are we going to see some Sam here? It looked like Manly was looking for it, and Sam was a little bit too patient. Just got poked out by CL's longer normals.
Yeah. Sam really is only one solid hit away from being able to do a whole lot of damage.
And the run-up blood heat! Now you're getting a lot of life back. It's going to be really big if you get a touch. Oh, wow. Going for the throw, trying to watch if there was a TP. Lot until the super cross up. Oh, wow. Does get trapped by the little run under. And is this going to be enough to kill? Maybe not quite.
They do have enough for level 3, but I don't know if they can do any of that.
Another heat. Sam's still in it. Patiently get back in there.
Yep, that neutral jump keys.
And the air shield! The throw! Oh my gosh!
So close to death at any point.
Shield wars! Counter out of there.
27 seconds. Oh, the low.
The gamble on shield, and Manly sneaking right back out there. Bonus that out. 2-0 over
Yep.
coolcalmsam. There it is, some of those Lumina interactions like we were talking about, right? Just more familiar with playing around the way shield works in this game in particular. Again, it's very different than your code shield.
Yeah, it felt like there was a whole lot of times where against other people, Sam was baiting out the heat or getting a solid hit in their strike throw game plan, or like, you know, some of the messy guesses that Saber has. Whereas against Manly was picking the right times to heat that if Sam was ever baiting it out, it didn't work out, and, you know, Manly just gets health back, gets Saber off. Now you're full screen of CL, like key time, or you're in the corner and you block something, you neutral jump, you can hit him, Sam with the keys, because a lot of times it would dodge whatever Sam was covering. It was very difficult. Sam wasn't able to make the adjustments in time to catch Manly in a lot of those.
Yeah, and you know, as a critical player myself, I kind of see some of those where there's certain system mechanics that align with both games, and you do see some of the similarities, like the little hops, neutral jump, to bait out an anti-air, right, and then you come down and punish. But there's just enough differences in things like the way shield or text or combos interact that there's a little bit of getting wires crossed with handling some of those situations fluently, and Manly just has those on deck and managed to close that out with some really solid play around those situations, including that class situation that came out. Clash is still a mystery to me.
Yep. All right, is next losers finals now, I believe.
I believe so, and it looks like it is going to. No, I think it's losers. Yeah, I guess it is losers finals, and it is going to be Manly against Mecha Alex as soon as Manly comes back.
Yep, and then winner will go on to fight Wish in grand finals, I believe.
Finals as well. Yep. We're gonna have to see because Mecha Alex has definitely put on a commanding performance this far. Which was just about to put on a performance of his own for us on the other side of his camera.
So he's got the Toledo shirt. You gotta show off the Toledo
shout
shirt.
Out,
Toledo.
Shout out Toledo locals.
Yeah, Toledo. Yeah, Toledo. Yeah, Toledo.
Here in Ohio, or just the Midwest in general, pull up to Limelight.
Toledo.
Fighting games on the big IMAX.
Everyone else is coming out for Toledo. Huge Toledo.
Toledo mention.
Toledo mention.
For real though, Toledo does run a tight ship out there. Tommy does a great job running the local Limelight.
Yeah.
I have yet to go. I've been meaning to go to Limelight. It just hasn't worked out yet. But.
Yeah, the Limelights are a lot of fun. If you don't play like the game that they're hosting, it's still a lot of fun because you get to show up and be like, oh, I just get to sit in the theater and watch Street Fighter 6 on a giant movie theater screen. Like, this is sick.
Yeah, you get to watch whatever it is, and I think the games are still up in the air for the next one. They even ran Melty Blood out there at one point, and Under Night as well. Right?
Yeah.
Out there for that one, right?
It was a little tragic because Uni and Code Current were the same event, so it was like, no, right? I can't enter both. I gotta enter the one. I gotta play Uni.
Right.
So.
It happens sometimes, but you know they run a normal local, which is actually happening right now.
That's true. Yeah, there's a something sweet today, but you know it's nice when or at least I remember thinking it was nice for Uni and Melty, because during Melty I could just be like, oh, I don't have to actually play. I can just like chill in the theater and also watch Melty, which is crazy seeing Code Current on a movie theater screen where you can like a pixel's like a foot wide, you know.
Right. These pixels are probably bigger than my head, to be honest.
Huge Melty.
Absolutely. Well, we are about to get fresh, Melty, here in a second again, as I hear the character select music from Mecha Alex and Manly getting ready to play this set between CL and Mario. It's so weird talking about Mario in a game that is not Smash.
Yep.
Throws me off every time.
There's
Mario's
so
not.
many fun name simulators in the games, right? Like people talking about, oh, dude, Steve and Kazuya are so broken, and it's like they're talking about Smash. They don't mean Tekken, they mean Smash.
Do not
Different
like,
Steve.
you know what's funny? If you search that now, if you search Steve versus Kazuya now, you do not get Tekken. You get Smash.
That's so funny.
Brace yourself. Mario in this game, but he's not throwing fireballs. Mario is out here throwing winning. Like,
Yeah.
it's a different game. He's not shooting you with water. He's slinging strings at you. This guy is doing something different. We are getting ready for this best of 5 once again for finals, as is the tournament standard. To fight Wish over on the winner's side.
Like Alex already looks strained. he like already looks like, oh fuck. Like, oh.
He's played so many games today. I do not like it.
Yeah, especially too in every game he enters, he's like getting to finals or like getting very far. So that's very very stressful as it goes on.
As he does, mad props to him. And the backdash on the heat, no punish though, a little bit too far. Interaction paying off for Manly.
Yeah, Manly seems like still having some of that same game plan from against Wish, or sorry, not against Wish, but against previous opponent, being able to get those heats out.
Left right, just a shield, great response to that. Shields can block the left right one time well.
Able to shield some of that, not all of it. Getting
That
around the
puppet
corner.
zoning that keeps coming up, right?
Yep. Big Mario.
Like Alex, so control. And hiding over throw, no full conversion though. Tire. Catching.
Hold the trade full screen. That guy taking the initiative, or Alex taking the initiative. You know, they're still in Moon Drive as well. They got that red ticket down, and 3 bars. They're just throwing.
Pressure's out here. Anytime someone, that's like such a French thing. Someone loud, kind of a little uncertain of when it's gonna hit. Just get thrown out of that.
The throw loops. You can't escape them.
That's how you escape. Photo Fox, right?
Throw loops are crazy. Shotgun causing the trade. Losing the follow-up though. Manly being able to get the keys. You know, the keys are such a good scramble to a full screen. Anything the opponent does, you know, if it gets aggressive, the keys are probably gonna knock him out of it.
Absolutely. You always have to be concerned about more follow-up keys. And we're seeing a lot of keys come out of Mega Alex space from 48 damage. The flip throw, a skill classic. So good. That, at least in current terms, not hard to counterplay.
Yeah, it's definitely like, alright, she'll just grab your green. Get on. My gosh, crazy person. The DP there. I mean, you got four bars, you know, you got a lot of health.
Well, it's a jump cancelable DP, so you're safe. If you do moon skill, you jump cancelable.
More than 4 bars. They're both like one solid hit away from exploding.
And there it is, the infamous Hyro. That is a full screen reversal. We're unfamiliar. Full screen reversal, punish, name it, it doesn't matter.
Manly's really taking Alex to the corner. A little before he got there, Alex feels like this is my time. Getting hit.
Spending all the resources. Mega Alex with 4 bars on the table though. Will we see the heat come out? Just counter hit after the moon drive.
They can save you at the end of this.
I wonder if that was just an instinct reaction from Manly trying to punish it. Moon driving through the button and just throwing him out of there.
Yeah, that's gotta feel bad as Alex, because I think you know as well he's like waiting for his time to use his heat. He's like, I have so much blue health, I have all this meter still, I can enter blood heat, like this will be such a good position to be in, and then just throw, like get down there, Mario.
We are going back to character select.
Oh, just taking a moment, you know, maybe a different map, or different map, different music.
Or current code music, we're game.
Oh my gosh, the keys went away with Seal got it.
I'm just waiting up and pressing.
Feels so fast. Dashed in for the full screen, you're like, ah, chilling. Multiple overheads, keep the pressure going.
Alex just clicking these combos. Shield workload of a fast shield counter.
Yep. I didn't see what Alex was doing. They got smacked out of by the team.
That's impressive. I wonder if that was trying to take him over or something. Reaction moon drive, but just gets thrown out of it. Beats chakra.
They didn't have enough time to do super
With a
parry.
slight drop, you're still alive a little bit, but not with these keys.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of the puppet stuff, if CL is totally full screen, like just barely with, but the key still goes full screen. So it's like a little difficult as Alex, I think, to gauge is this gonna hit?
Alex not quite safe enough on that jump.
It seemed like as well it didn't hit. They like landed with nothing, and then mainly like a delay mash or mash, he was just able to trade.
He's traveling so fast in this game. It's like jump scare.
Yeah, everything is fast in this game. It's crazy. Melty bubble.
Screen real estate is so small despite the relationship goes for both players.
Manley's starting to play back into the match, right? Like shielding back and just landing. And, there's been a lot more like choosing of RPS. Like, alright, I'm gambling. It's time. Send it.
Yeah. And doing a good job of playing in that range where Alex can't really hit there, right? Alex again down the scroll just like we saw against Wish. Will he be able to turn this around? Swinging with the TP again.
Yeah, Manley recognizing too. I believe that confirm was realizing like, oh, based on the Alex trajectory, he's gonna run him with another key, so like super here.
Run all the way in there, but you cannot run against keys in this game. Fast. Going for the throw, but baited by Manley with that jump back.
Confirm afterwards. A little bit awkward, but I
And the
wonder.
jump cancelable TP. The catch was very tip that TP was just so high.
The drop there was so cool. Like, they just fall right into that range. They can't really, like, they didn't get out. You can DP hit them and then get the quick back. So,
Just press on the 3D. Now we take a really big lead here.
yeah, Manley with 2 bars as well. You know, if they take a bad hit, they might, be thinking, oh, I can speed after when I get out, right? Like in this case, a lot of move life. Good opportunity to heat might be coming.
Try to flash. Back Alex favor this time.
Or they might just
Cancelable TP situation again and spending it. Oh, are you dead? Not quite. You still have heat too.
wow, what hit? What was that? She's like putting the other keys out still.
I think Mech Alex probably thought he jumped over the keys, but not quite as manleyFGC can set up 3-0 and moves on to fight Wish in the grand finals.
Yeah, it looked like the one key had already whiffed, and then she was like still midpoint on a different set of keys, and Mario was just out of it.
その年で卓越した指揮者とは
And Manley
お兄さんも
waiting
鼻が高い
as
でしょ
Wish gets ready to come up for grands. And I wonder for CL if we are going to see Noel or Hisui has been working out really well for Wish this far. It is the original name, but you know, Noel is a character that has been cooking.
Yep, 100%.
Show some stuff as a character. Would be kind of funny too, is that apparently is a canon matchup.
Yep.
But great stuff to both players so far. Mech Alex with a pretty good showing, and unfortunately did not get to show as much there. But great stuff to Manley, just not letting him get any of those heats out. We saw that situation so often, right? We're being very aware of the fact that Mech Alex was coming out there with 4 bars at the end there, and you know you definitely want to throw out that heat if you can to gain that life back. But never got
Yeah.
a chance. Just got trapped every time.
Manley very good at managing the keys and being able to throw that out, and just controlling the screen space against Mech Alex.
Right, absolutely. But we're going to see who gets to control the screen space in this matchup. As Hisui definitely also has the tool for that. And having the pots and pans that she's so known for throwing out.
Yeah, I wonder how fast the the baking sheet might be compared to a key, right? Like if Hisui and her both throw at the same time, right? Like is Hisui just gonna die? How does that work out? So I'm sure there's like, if you throw it fast enough, your projectile will hit first, but
CL keys are just so fast. It's like
They're
old
pretty
school
fast.
burst option. I literally could not see those keys traveling half the time.
sometimes they're instant speed.
Just be false screen and someone's getting hit. I'm like, oh, that's the keys.
It makes sense, yeah. So it's it'll be interesting to see Wish trying to navigate around it, but I imagine a lot of it will come down to, as it feels like a lot of times the belt split, right? The person who has like the momentum for the game, the person being whoever has life lead is like, all right, it's time. It's just like beat down time. It's time to run the pressure. It's time to make you guess. You got to do something crazy to get out of this. So
Yeah.
it's time. That's just the the Melty pressure world.
Yeah, gotta leverage all of those system options that you have in a game that gives you so many that you can use on defense like this as well. We're gonna have to see how this ends up working out between these two. Wish, again, coming mostly from Under Knight and Manly, definitely a Lumina player here.
Yep.
So we're gonna have to see what happens between these two. It looks like we are getting a button check again as well.
Yep.
Xrd is also happening right now, as is Marvel. If you want to tune into the other streams as well, we've got a lot of games going on here
Yeah.
at Cap City Chaos. And these are just some of the top 8s tonight before some of the bigger top 8s for the biggest games on tomorrow. Namely, the other French Point games that are represented here. There's going to be Under Night at 3 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, and Curtain Code right after 5 p.m. Eastern. As well as Strive and Street Fighter 6 at different times tomorrow, and then one of the other Cap City streams. So.
Yep. There are 3 different streams here total, from my point of view at least. So you know, a lot of good gaming going on.
Yeah, a lot of games represented as well. So it looks like we are going to see the Swedes. That's what Wish is hovering right now. Gotta keep that gaze.
Yeah. It's I mean, I think about this from my point of view. It'll be fun for me because no matter what happens to Wish, I'm gonna like make fun of him afterwards. You know, it's like.
Hello,
Like-
Under Night players.
Yeah, Wish loses like 6-0. I'm gonna be like, oh my god, Wish, how did you get that far to just lose? It'll be like, I don't even play this game, you know. But you know, getting this far, you gotta play like a little bit. You know, you've seen a lot of the strong fundies from UD carry over and just you know, running that pressure, right? Like, and he plays Nanase, and Nanase is like the super air mobile, you know, like high, low, you know. It's well, there are 2 A's into low, but
A
Nanase
lot
pushes
of
it
the
over.
same
He's
kind of
dancing.
mix-ups. The same kind of mix-ups that Wish can run with the Eastwiz. We'll see. But
Yep.
we'll see if the maid is able to clean house today.
Yeah, winning 2 sets is always a giant pain, you know, being from losers.
Good jump in over the keys, but picked the wrong button to close out there. Manly being a little more watchful now for these jumps.
Yeah, it seems Wish overall as well is doing a better job at being patient, where you know, he's just kind of sitting full screen, not necessarily trying to force interactions, right? You can just sit there, keep jumping, wait and try to react to anything the opponent does that might be punishable.
Though you do have to do something at some point. He's eating a lot of chip. The chair is definitely one way, and that chair clashes so much.
Yep.
This is going to be great Oki for Wish. He's right back to evening up this game. Slow Oki setup, but dogs get the air dash in here. Definitely watching for that TP hunter.
Yep, imagine if this counter hit, Wish will have his good safe jump or some form of Oki.
Oh wow, air dash to fade out the shield. But no finish combo, unfortunately.
29 seconds left.
EX does for the pressure.
Oh, that was crazy.
Nice tech on the throw, and he's definitely seen that setup before.
Manly getting some life back, pausing the timer. Manly might even get more health than Wish here in this stretch.
And
Wish gets
finds
smash
the
out.
right window to fresh out. Are you dead after this?
Yeah, with the meter spent.
Spends the 1 bar, and there it is. Wish taking round 1. One of the first 3, the best of 5. Funny way to say it. The arrow counter hit at round start.
Yep, big combo from that air counter hit. Manly able to get their own pressure. Oh, the air flip.
It's so weird not seeing the same conversion. I'm so used to seeing
We saw as well Manly on the wake up. There was the initial whiff key and then the follow up key, and Wish got thinking like, oh, the key whiffed, I can mash, and Manly just the second key get the counter hit. Manly's at full life.
And the delayed side switch shield counter.
Oh wow, they jumped right over the frying pan. Just barely kissed her toes, dude. Like right out of there.
Yeah, the jump and the keys launcher is so high too. That looks like a TK input without fast.
Yeah, frying pan not big enough of a 9 tiers to have that hitbox, but Wish get pressure.
On EX Touch, just getting a little bit of a love tap there. They're in, they're spending the bar for some Oki. Blocking the left, right. Looks like he maybe tried to clash out of that situation. Didn't quite work out.
Oh my gosh, there's the left right there.
Touches the back dash. Tries to anti-air, but whiffs, and Manly takes game 1.
Yeah. From a spec pointer's point of view, I didn't know where Hisui was. I just see Manly coming down, and it's like, oh, they're on the left Hisui now. Oh my gosh.
There we go, big start for Wish with that long juicy pickup. Okay,
Yep.
Combo so good. And just mashing on the jump in. Counter hit, I'm not sure why that works, but works out for me.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the last round became much more of each of them like making their first guess and being correct, where it's like, alright, the people on offense are just getting like one of the defensive tools winning out, they're just trading back and forth and scrambling.
There it is, the air keys catching yet again. We've seen those key catches.
Alright, Wish the shield.
Does to control some space. CL does not care with those keys.
Yep, that's one of those things that you know, you're really looking for as Wish, right? You're sitting there, you're jumping, you're waiting for the CL to either approach or to throw a second key to let you punish them. So they're barely jumping in, Wish landing and just punishing. And now, right, it's
They little knockdown and Wish waiting for the Bento to get started. We've got a DP bait here.
yeah, this will be huge.
Great damage and some good blocks all the overheads. Sustenance.
Oh my gosh.
Double overhead blocked. Low and chair connects but no conversion.
Very impressive defense from Manly so far. Also getting the heat at the end there, so now they're going to generate some more life. But, I mean, 50 seconds left and Wish is not taking life yet.
Patience in the shield. Not biting on the overhead.
Wow, there was that dash forward. Manly just wasn't pressing during any of that. Wish was going, like, it was...
Wish content to just charge meter here.
Yeah, Wish just trying, at this point, right? It's like, okay, time is ticking down and down. It's more and more like, I can just time them out. Got 2 hits. Oh, they Wish mashed
Trying
out.
to press on the keys, but the keys beat the 2C. So fast.
Manly might generate enough meter as well to be able to heat again.
It looked like Wish read the jump there, but did not quite place the area right. And the clash with the watering can?
I didn't know the watering can was like a real move that you could use.
I did not know
Crazy.
that. That hitbox, at least in current code, is pretty non-existent. So not the first
Oh
one.
my gosh, that killed!
No,
The watering can clash.
all the bar.
That's insane.
Take
Yeah,
that
it's-
round. Try and tie this set back up at 1-1.
Yeah, definitely pretty fine coming into this round, but Manly using heat right away, you know, if you can just kind of wait it out and not try to do 2 meter actions. But Wish choosing them to hit, and all that heat's gone to waste.
There it is. Yeah, catches him on the ground, and there we go. You're in the corner. She's caught by the single overhead. The book is so sneaky, man. Maybe reacted to the book and staying blocking.
Yep, does one overhead and then low afterwards, and that hit. But, I mean, there, just the no mix-up, Manly dashes and gets out.
Yeah, man, calling out the not actual safe jump.
The keys win.
Keys are cheating everything today. DJ Khaled type of content. Teacher key alert.
Whoa! They just like
Yo,
exploded in
back
a
that
veil of
shot.
pink.
It looked like Wish reacted to the Moonjack, probably expecting it to be a win situation, but not have to do the Bento. So Wish just reacts to the backdash out. Onward, there's Bentos are popping.
Yep, it was crazy. You see just the explosion of pink. Like, I don't even see CL anymore. She just disappeared.
CL is definitely in there. And now put
Yeah.
Wish all the way to
Huge,
big
huge round.
damage and a counter hit starter.
I think this might just be a 3-touch game. If they want to spend all of it, they can kill. Alright.
Just another counter. Wish is just
Wish.
you can see her in the corner.
Wish just got washed. That's how it is sometimes, you know, in the aggressive games like this where pressure is so potent. Sometimes you guess wrong a couple times and your brain's like, okay, reset, like just take me to the next round. Oh wow.
The shield to stop the dive kick.
It feels like that follow-up is so dangerous, it's so high risk. It's very rarely seen, you know, so whenever people do pull it out, it's like, oh, it works.
2C catching the backdash, but no conversion off of the weird air tap. Patience against the keys from Wish, and jumping over the dive kick.
Yeah. Wish doing such a good job of recognizing I'm in the lead, I'm not gonna interact, I can just sit here and wait, and then punishing, you know, Manly goes in a dive, it just barely whiffs, Wish gets a starter, and now...
That's 5k damage and Oki. Baiting out the shield counter, no punish though. Looked like Wish wanted something else to punish there, but gets the 4 stay.
Yeah, Manly's still jumping into that range, it's pretty hard to cover, you know, being able to platform for the keys.
Shield Wars!
Oh my gosh!
We're Lumina Gaming!
This is so sick. This is like how many envisioned was that?
Shield back and forth.
This is what type Lumina was meant to be.
Let's go.
Oh my god.
Baits out the dive kick. This is the punish. Manages to find a way through the scramble though. Wish evening it out at 1 round apiece. Also up 1 bar of meter. Baits out this from there. No punish though. Just runs away from the shield counter. Finds a chance to press out and
The clash that
on
Manly
the
wins
flash.
this time. Alright, both players very high on bar, very high on moon gauge.
Are we gonna see heat? We are, but no bait there.
Yeah, that was crazy. Manly just sat there and blocked and wish he
And the
Manly.
left, right, and the guard crush. Side swap.
Manly's still getting the combo after the scramble. Wish. Back to his move.
Whoa, they can regain health and just spends the last bit of heat on the super.
That's almost evened up. Oh, after the bento hits.
Blocks the left, right, but does not block the following overhead. Manly maybe a little scrambled by the situation.
Yeah.
She's in here now. High
Manly has a
low.
heat of their own. Manly's standing there generating health like this way.
You don't have to commit right if you get out, you're in the lead.
Yeah. Manly had already regained all the blue
And
life.
the chair swinging in to catch it back. That's no full conversion. Wish looks like accidentally got the pot.
The chairs are putting in a lot of work for Wish. That move has been a lot of very good openings, a lot of very important like game turning moments.
Chair is a
such
very
strong
strong neutral tool. The early days of this game, I remember someone telling me the best way to do neutral as C-Suite is you just do charge 5C. I didn't realize that meant you just do it, but it works.
I'm gaming the chair.
Little tap there, it's not gonna quite be enough to kill.
Still one more guess.
Try and just got hit.
Okay.
We've seen that happen so many times. I want to know what's happening there. People are just getting hit in that situation.
Yeah, you know, as a non-expert in Lumina, maybe it really is like, oh, we were just wrong, you get hit there every time. But I just know when I see it. If it was Uni, I'd be like, oh, heck, like they messed up or something. Yeah.
Or just shield or something, right? The instinct is like you gotta find
Yeah,
an answer to that
yeah.
situation. Wish taking a moment to think.
He's thinking over there. We gotta go over there and like mid-set coach him, you know, we'll be like, Wish, this is what you should do. We
Looks
play
like
Lumina,
maybe
you
a
know,
little
parentheses,
bit
we
of
don't
a-
actually play this game.
A little bit of a physical readjustment going on as well.
私でよろしいのです。はマジックから
I love the little dance in the beginning.
ささ行きます。
Oh, wow. Player special.
あなたを見えました。
Especially Wish's box, you know, if anyone, you guys gotta like, I don't know, go to Wish's Twitter, do something and look at his box, it's crazy.
This is throws. This is crazy.
困ります。恐れなさい。何でしょう。
Alright, CL makes it.
Oh, walks out from the dive kick.
Yeah, that was the smallest walkout.
In there.
フライハイで
Micro walk.
ご案内します。
Yeah. See, it's tough, right? Because you see them go up, you're like, oh, I need to not block low anymore, and you just walk out of them.
ゼロ。
Whoa, the
Some
back dash.
cancelable flash kick. This is quote unquote defense.
耐えます。
And just finding the gap with the staggered pressure there.
超自信作です。
That was crazy.
Sending a little bit.
Manly did 1-2A, and Wish is like, I'm mashing through. And he was right. He knew.
And getting through with the book, but not enough to confirm what this one will be. Are you 10 off this? Looks like it'll be enough. Full conversion, not quite. A full
Yep.
spend though to close it out.
Yeah, having access to that EX air move, so you can just continue to take them up and wait as late as possible to do it. Like, okay, I can kill off this. Instead of choosing the air throw, I can just spend the meter and kill.
Counter air tag. Oh, that combo toss conversion. That was
Yeah.
not seen on the set yet.
Bento time again.
ご案内し
Good
ます。
open situation for Wish.
Wow, just waiting.
No, probably trying to bait out something.
引き星です。フライハイで
Wish gonna do it again.
Patient play here. Now you're in a bad situation.
Left, right, win right.
Just die off of this.
引き星で
Yep.
There's
That's one of
Wish evening up real fast.
Yeah, that's one of the situations when we talk about the RPS not just being pure rock, paper, scissors. You know, in that left-right, if you pick down on the left and the opponent blocks, they're still in the corner. But if you choose to land on the right and they block, now you're in the corner. You're like, yeah, you have pressured everything, but it's still a lower spot. So Wish choosing to go into the corner to land right for that.
And flash with D.
Yeah, huge flash. 4K off flash. 4.4K off flash. And they spent bar. But, oh, another hit. This might be another 3-touch game. Or 3-touch round.
And the dive kick as a way to trap. No conversion. That was crazy.
Oh, that didn't actually hit.
Looked like an attempt to shield a dive kick. I don't think either of them expect that to just live that way. Moon drive to get around that, and the moon drive just wants to fake the shield.
Yeah, Wish is getting a lot of good hits there of doing a low when Manly tries to stand you.
That'd be a good OP situation for Wish. Wait, trying to bait out a shield.
Oh, that was really
Save
smart.
heat off the pressure, yeah.
Yep.
Great way to scare someone off with the pressure sequence. And wow, what a touch. Dodging the air throw just by a hair.
Yep. Gets him close to the corner.
Oh, that catches the backdash. This is going to be a big conversion to deny this.
This chair.
There it is. Wish finishing the combo and going up onto tournament point here. Trying to prevent the reset from Manly. But Manly with 4 bars on the table, it's a lot of resources spent for CL. And what a character to have bar to spend. Are we going to see here? There it is, just a conversion to Super Manly, trying to get as much of a lead as he can to start off this round 2.
Yeah, really for everything. You know, you got to get going this round fast. You know, you have to just race them down. You know, really take them on.
Starting off with the flip throw, not sure what that counter hit was hitting. Expression and wake up there, but full spin from Manly.
This is one of those situations where it's super hard as the Hisui because you know you want to just heat, but you're like, I know they're just baiting heat. So it's one of those times you might just have to play it out and hope that you know you get a hit like this.
You also have a round to give and a little sensitive potentially, so probably switching going on to this right now. Left, right, and no bait on the heat. Locks the full sequence of overheads. Spends for a little bit more pressure. Tries to catch a backdash.
Yeah, looking at the life
No
total, it
spend
seems
here.
like it's so advantageous for
No
Manly.
whip
And
punish,
he hit like
but
this.
super jump JA gets the catch on the overhead.
Yeah, it just gets more and more stressful too as you get closer and closer behind. You know that Wish is only one cut away from winning the whole tournament.
1 bar apiece, you do have heat on the table if you're Manly. And the clashes! Oh,
I mean,
wow.
Seal got out of there. Maybe if they didn't do that super, they would have gotten hit by some Hisui in tier. 20 seconds. Wish still has access to heat too to get the health back.
Oh, but
That was huge for Manly. That super jump jab was huge.
and Manly on reset point, Wish on tournament point, Wish up with a lot of resource here now.
Yep, Wish does have almost 3 bars, very little moon gauge.
Has to try and prevent Manly's trying to encourage Wish to maybe try and get in there with the range shield counter. Here's the heat already. Not trying to let Manly get a huge lead here.
Yeah, I think in that case, it seemed like a lot of what Wish did is overcommitting with having like, oh, I have this blue bar, I want to get in there and start smacking them. You know, I got to use these resources. But Manly calling that out, being able to keep Wish away.
Both players just super jumping in there.
Yeah, definitely a very tense situation. Oh, the shield's back and forth, Manly calling it out, but the default not having that much of a starter. The throw, still alive.
Manly huge lead here.
Yeah, very scary pressure. I mean, any hit will kill Wish, but Wish can still get back a lot of blue.
Including these keys.
Oh, and
the run up heat.
The throw!
Just getting
the reset!
thrown.
Oh my gosh.
Catching the apprehension from Wish and Manly getting the reset.
Yeah, I think in a lot of those last few rounds, a lot of it was Manly being able to keep composure to decide, okay, I know there's, like, it can be very stressful, I need to just, like, do X or do Y to win right away, but I have to just calm down, like, keep it together, because, you know, Wish started getting more and more aggressive, right? It started slipping away more and more. It's like, okay, you know, Wish gotta get in, gotta win, gotta just take out the set now, but Manly staying more defensive, staying more sturdy throughout that, so. It seems like a lot of times, like, either one of them would be winning more when they're choosing to stand back more and just react to the opponent. But then after long enough of that, they're like, dude, I want to, like, play the game. And then they go in right away. And then it's like, okay, now we're scrambling. So the scrambles, it's like anything can happen. And then really, whatever one of them is choosing to be more passive, it seems like it's working out better for them.
Yeah, it's like you're saying, right? Just high momentum gameplay.
Yeah, that's the other reason why it's so incentivized to be like to go in, because you know you get that pressure going, you do land that first hit or that first opening, and you're like, we're cooking, you know, it's time. It's definitely, that's part of the goal, I think. If you throw keys, you react with
Backwards hit
do that all
of
day.
flash kick. This character sure does exist.
the chair, the clash.
And so does the chair. This
That
chair.
Alright. You gonna be the Yogi Kwanzaa at the end, I believe. Yeah, lands on the left side. Still able to just keep Manley in the corner. Keys. That jump key has been putting in so much work for Manley. It's a very, very good tool. He knows when to utilize. He knows what the opponent is covering. You know, he's like, okay, I can get my jump in here and just throw some keys. Trying not to get punished.
Valid combo, but it's good damage, and the wake up shield gets blown up.
Stand shield, low, throw, get down. Yeah, both players with as much meter as possible. I'm sure they're both itching to try to get a hit to be able to start spending that.
Wish just swinging more of the chair here, and Manley hopping over that.
Yep, level 3.
Just cashing out already.
Yeah, knowing that over probably the course of the rest of this round, they're either going to win, or if they lose, they're going to generate a lot of meter in the process. So, it's a good time to spend. Yeah, this is looking very difficult from Wish. You know, having all moon drive and 4 bars is huge, but you know, trying to block it all in this game or do any defense, right? It's always, you know, obviously Manley's very good at pressure. It's very hard to be able to withstand all of that and then be able to use those resources.
TK dive kick to bait the throw.
Again, the jump keys, put work, seal, get that super, get that life leader. Wish positioning himself well enough underneath Ciel to get that anti-air as she falls down, throwing the keys.
Cancelable DP again.
Jump keys, right out of range of the anti-air.
Just spending.
The keys feel like an Exard, right? Like Millia had pin, and then Ciel just like doesn't need to get the pin back. She just like always do it.
Yup.
In fact, there's like multiple follow-up pins. Wish jumping over those keys, getting some good snacks. Another Oki time. Oh, does the switch catch the back end? It's funny. I think we've seen that exact interaction a few times. Of 2A whiff, they do the low hits, but then they go to charge chair and the combo drops and the chair hits also. It's definitely a scramble that's working out Wish's favor most of the time. Yeah, Ciel getting some air actions back. Oh my gosh, the counter hit.
Looked like an attempt to anti-air, but you cannot anti-air Ciel JP very well. That button is crazy. That is Ciel JP is multiple last year. That button is
Manley doing some counterplay as well, recognizing that Wish is just jumping, trying to bait out keys, and Manley being like, alright, cool, I'm gonna throw the one key, and I'm just gonna super jump to like, you know, smack or super jump go.
There it is, responding with the perfect.
Yeah, it's in those situations where Manley is throwing keys, and Manley's able to get that strong hit, it just spirals out of control very frequently.
Spending the start to get all the way back.
It's that situation we were just talking about as well. You know, now Manley has all the momentum here. Wish is at half-life. This is similar to the first game. You know, Wish has all the resources in the world, but very hard to spend them. Oh, they get the mash out.
Dive kick's not quite hitting.
Yep, we'll get the bento. Oh, I think they were trying to do the Hito because you saw just one 5A and then nothing afterwards. I think there might have been a delayed reaction or missing. What was that jump instant dive kick to try to, if they throw, it's just like a UDCS thing, it's crazy. You know, throw is usually faster than every normal, so when you're right up close like that, if the opponent throws and you do normal, you lose. So if they throw and you do the jump dive kick, you win.
Gets tagged by the JA, no confusion. And the moon skill ladle!
Wish might be cooking this round.
This might be done. Yes, it is! Big damage off the bento.
Wish had a bar too.
Evening it up.
1-1. Also, I think Manley should also have the L in their name, correct? Because they came in from losers.
Yes, this is reset after from losers already.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah, the air dash back and forth, the shield, and just Manley knowing, oh, okay, your shield's in the air up there, I'm gonna get down from there.
Calling out the passive play there. Jump back keys coming up so much space.
Yeah, you can start to see Wish introducing a lot more of just like blocking full screen there, right? Like instead of just jumping over keys, it's also, okay, I'm gonna wait and stand here a bit, maybe Manley gets aggressive, I can snack him out of it. So a good adaptation from Wish, seeing Manley go to the next layer and responding in time.
There it is, you cannot anti-air Ciel.
Alright, what side's it gonna be? Went right. Oh, waited, saw the shield, tried to hit afterwards anyway. Unsure if maybe the shield would go away.
Corner OK situation here. Cool spin and the safety. Throw.
Yeah, CL using that moon drive to make that super safe.
Oh my gosh,
Back
drive
throw.
throw.
Yeah, family's in that range.
All the way under, but the clash is skill ladle.
Moonskill Ladle's put a lot of work for Wish.
You know, so smart to use a ladle to get
Yeah.
like, the keys, but then the width of the 30% of keys are just catching directly under.
Oh, yo!
And the delayed buttons catching the recovery and shield here for Wish.
Wish definitely in a spot to run away with this game. Family has 4 bars as well, but
Both players pressing on that wake up. All the overheads, but not ready for the quick low after the third overhead. Not going for the full quadruple overhead. Left right situation and same side. I got hit.
yeah, Wish again picking to, put yourself in the corner and decide I have so much life, like, going on the right is probably fine, if they're trying to be safe, to pick the right option. Get him.
And there it is, really commanding game 2 from Wish.
Yeah, Manly going to characters like to think about it. Wish also thinking.
Swap, definitely just to think about it moment.
Yeah, I think, at least in my experience, even going on for this long on this character, it's like, yeah, you can stick it out with CL. I guess I don't know too much about CL and Hisui matchups, like, oh, I gotta go off CL.
I don't believe in character swapping in a grand finals.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't believe in character swapping on a game 5 or especially in a grand finals reset. Any game in a grand finals reset, you gotta commit.
Maybe it's like when the reset starts, the first game, it's like, okay, time to bust out the new character for the next set. But yeah, when you're this far in, it's like, you just gotta tough it out. But I'm also not in grand finals, so.
It's true. I've never seen it work out for anyone.
Yeah. I'm just in the cap chair, trying my best.
Cap chair.
Mayor of Cap City. Oh my gosh.
Spending it for damage and knockdown, and the quick air dash in! Wish version off the rental, catches off the drop combo too.
Yeah, it's one of those interesting decision points from Hisui's point of view where you can decide, okay, is the ender I want to go for using the ladle and then going for a bento oki, or I can just end my air throw and do the left right oki,
He stopped the shield counter. He's got more current codes.
Wish able to slowly work his way in on CL here. This turn might be round.
There it is.
Wish again, 1 round away from taking well, but it feels like these last couple games, last 2 rounds have been going by a lot faster. I think it's winning a lot more of those scrambles.
Wish seems to have figured something out after that time of thinking, but we'll see if that pays off for Manly taking the breather there. And just the throw right here. Again, not letting Blood Heat come into play at all, and the dive kick double overhead. You're already in the corner. No resources. This is starting to look really good for Wish. Spending the bar for big damage here. Left right from the bento gets blocked.
Yep.
Finds a way out.
After that, Manly get the mashup.
Heat is on the table now.
Wish just dashing out of there.
Oh wow. Gets away from the jump cancelable flash kick and
Run up
just
throw. Wish is entering uni mode. It's throw time.
It is.
Oh,
It's
the
also
late-
ladle time, and that's
That's
it. Wish takes the tournament 3-1 over Manly.
Yeah, that pressure sequence, by the way, where Wish did throw, and then the double overhead with cross up or with the dive kick was so devious in so many ways. Because if the guy decided to throw tech there, like, oh, well, I'm in the air now and I'm gonna get this overhead. But if he's even choosing to block, it's like surprise, 2 overheads.
Right.
There's so much like metal stuff happening when you think about, okay, I'm just throwing you and throwing you again, and it's type Lumina, which is already like the most insane thing ever to throw someone even once in
It
this
really
game.
is, but just like you said, it's Wish's comfort zone, right? He
Yeah.
does that with Nanase and Undernight and brings that right over to Lumina, gets to apply the same things. Great stuff showing off in a different game, just how much you can do as a member of the French Bed community, right? And also great stuff to Manly, repping the type Lumina community, making it all the way through on loser's side back into this grand finals. But that is going to be it for today. Congrats to all the players, and what a great top 8. I'm NPC.
Yeah, I'm Mocha. Had a great time.
I believe that is going to be it for today. Tomorrow will be the rest of the French Bed games for top 8, so tune in if you can. So yeah.
Yeah, see you gamers.